Hello, everyone. This is Mikoi welcoming you to another episode of the BLT podcast. I am joined once again to the minesweeper to my solitaire.
Garrett 2004.
And today we have a special guest with us. Introduce yourself.
Well, hello. I'm Sificon. I don't know how to introduce myself. This wasn't part of the script. I'm bad at introducing myself.
But you're here and you're ready.
Script? There is no script.
There is no script? Oh.
You're here and you're ready. We had trouble finding a guest this week, and Siffy was glad enough to be.
Wait, well, I thought I was your first choice. And you always wanted to work with me for several years now. I'm disappointed. I'm leaving.
Well.
Oh, please take no offense.
Take no offense. We got this.
It's okay.
All right. Last time
you weren't the first, but it's not like you were the last.
Great. That's way better. Thanks.
Yeah,
that's reassuring.
Last time we covered week 1 predictions. There's a little foreshadowing that's over here in my screen, but we're going to reveal the results of the predictions. We're going to recap the games, more importantly, and we got about 30. No, actually, no one dead game this week. We actually got 40 games to cover.
Oh, gee.
Yay!
That's kind of crazy.
Get ready for a long podcast, people. All right, so let's cover the game, shall we? First off, we got the Flame Slingers Skeledirges. Flame Dinger.
Flame Dinger.
The word humdinger is stuck in my head. So, Flame Dinger Skeledirges against the Phantom Trout. This is a first. First up, Troop.
Phantom Troop. Troop. I would pronounce it Phantom Troop.
I'm pretty sure it's Trope.
Blame Fragments for making such a confusing name for a team. First off, we got Svou. We got Michael Der Best versus Lax. Pretty hype game to start off. Well, actually, no. This didn't kick off week 1. This was just the first game lined up here. But this game was pretty weird watching it for the first time, at least. We got some pretty unique sets to start things off. First off, we got the
and Mons.
The Mon. Well, Mon.
Oh, was that the Fortress game?
Yeah, that was the Fortress game.
The random Fortress that was like in that matchup were like 11 standard OU Mons and a random Fortress just thrown in there.
Well,
yeah.
Yes.
The building thought it would be a brilliant idea to send in Fortress because, Fortress has some pretty unique kinks. Michael's team was already, I wouldn't say pretty weak to Fortress, but hey, the bug steel type is pretty useful in this certain matchup, I guess. We got some pretty unique sets here. First of all, the Dragonite set, which was pretty unique, wouldn't you say?
Yes. D-Dance Hurricane.
Yeah, with D-Dance Hurricane and a Silk Scarf and Extreme Speed. I was wondering what the fourth move was. If it was like EQ, Outrage, or maybe it was Ice Beam. Something really wacky. I don't know.
Knowing Michael, he probably
EQ or Outrage. I hope.
That's what makes sense, yeah.
Mixed Dragonite is always cool as well. King Gambit, the King Gambit play right around this part right here. It was a kind of a risky play because would you say the King Gambit will always run a fighting move in this case?
Not always.
Because here, Lax carried a low kick King Gambit, which actually killed Michael Der Best in turn 14.
A lot of King Gambit tend to run like Iron Head, Sword Stance, Sucker Punch, Katao Cleave. They don't all run a fighting move. It's not actually as common as you might think.
Which is pretty interesting because
some even run Terra Blast over Iron Head or something.
Speaking of
because Terra Fire, Terra Flying, Terra Blast, it's for like either Corviknight or the Tusk.
Yeah, speaking of the Terra flying, there was an instance where Michael went for the close combat right around here against the Great Tusk, close combating the King Gambit. Really curious play. I think he was aiming for a switch, but I'm not sure what caused the close combat to hit. Or no,
He
why
might
did he
have
go?
just wanted to go for the most damaging move he had at the time. If his other moves were stuff like Rapid Spin or Knockoff, I don't really remember the specifics. I don't think those would have done as much. Knockoff, maybe? But I guess Close Combat might have just been the most damaging.
I guess. And towards the end, we got the Michael opting to go for a Shadow Ball on, or no, not opting to go for the Shadow Ball on the Rotom. When I think he would have won the, well, actually in hindsight, no, he would probably have won the game by that point. But still, it still would have killed the Rotom, a safe kill against the Rotom.
What do you mean?
Wait, no. Moonblast deals more damage. A Shadow
Oh,
Ball.
oh, in against the Rotom.
But
Yeah, but
Ichera ghosted.
yeah, Bitaro go. Yeah, but so both attacks get the step bonus, and Moonblast still deals more damage.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
okay, that makes a
Yeah,
lot more
wait, you're
sense.
right.
Yeah, that makes a lot more
Wait, was
sense.
it choice? Was
No,
it
it was
choice?
booster energy. Booster
Oh,
energy.
Yeah,
oh,
booster
then,
energy.
oh, yeah, I
It was
guess that,
yeah. Yeah, see,
huh.
that makes more sense, but that doesn't change the fact that Lax won, which I predicted correctly. Ha! I'm
Look,
sarcastic.
Michael's 2-0 right now. I mean, 0-2 right now. He's
We'll
not
get
quite having a good season.
we'll get to that. We'll get to week 2 when we get to week 2. Next up, SVOU. We got My Java versus Mashing. This one had a oh boy, this game. This one had a pretty notable
One
set.
word. One word. Organical.
My Rock Boy has doing some good stuff in OU, and this game proves how much this aggro crag of a mon actually benefits in having one of the most stally sets in OU.
Minecraft looking mon, yes.
The aggro crag got a curse, recover, salt block, a salt cure, and block. And it was pretty effective in this game, trapping the Great Tusk, even OHKOing Cinderace at one point. A pretty nasty set, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I think that's why I'm starting to see it become more common.
Which is good.
In fact, a game was played today with exactly
Don't spoil
I
it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
a game was played today. Game was played today with that same block organical set.
Yeah,
I don't
don't
know
spoil
about the
it. Don't
Terra
spoil
though.
who he was using it, but yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, I didn't even say what game.
Yeah, so as you can see here, the Garganical was really putting in the work in this game, even standing up to at least one Draco Meteor from Dragon Ball before it got KO'd by another. Um, this had a pretty unfortunate ending, with King Gambit failing to kill Dondozo after 2 curse setups, allowing the fish to rest to full health and then wave crashing the rest of Mashing's mons.
Do be what it does.
Yeah, this particular, it lived on 2% and then it got a rest off, which allowed my Java to absolutely sweep Mashing's team. Pretty unfortunate way to go, but that's just the nature of Mons.
And that's just the nature of OU, even more so right now.
Oh boy. Next up, SV Ubers. We got Fogbound Lake versus Ender in this matchup, it was decent, not really the best. Well, it wasn't really the best kind of match that I would expect from these two, but it was still, decent. It was still a decent win for Fogbound Lake. First off, we got the Corviknight being trapped with Iron Moth. Uh, with Iron Moth plus Gothitelle was pretty nice. Getting rid of the hazard removal pretty early on. Well, he got Pelipper, but that's more of a choice user. In this instance, is more of a choice user. The Corviknight's really the tank of the team, and already removing it from the start of the game really helped Fogbound Lake. And then towards the end, we got Koraidon outspeeding and killing Iron Bundle. May have been the crucial play in this game, as Ender kind of needed Bundle for everything else. Which was a pretty smart move, if I do say so myself.
Anything from this game apart from the fact I think Ender brought a whack team?
He brought a Pelipper, a Sylveon, a Ting-Lu.
Oh yeah, that's... Wait, yeah, Sylveon?
A weird team. But, Iron Bundle was kind of needed in this matchup because everything just kind of dies to it, and Fogbound Lake just took it out willy-nilly with Koraidon, and then towards the end, Ender really can't do anything, and Fogbound Lake took the win. Pretty comfortable win as well.
Alright, by the way, is Sci-Fi alive? I mean, Siffy?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
oh my god. Do not call me sci-fi, please.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Look, that's how my brain always reads it, so
Yeah,
I have to mentally tell myself
Quite
to
a lot of
say
people.
Siffy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I've just been calling
Yeah.
it Sci-Fi Con for like years in the video.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't need to say that.
Next
But I
up,
know. I have heard it. I've heard it and seen you and secretly judge you for that.
Oh my god. Alright,
My
next up.
apologies.
It's okay.
Next up, we got SVUU. We got Just Drew versus Unzips Kroger. This game was, how would you say, a curb
A
stop?
curb stop?
Yeah, this is pretty much a curb stomp.
I knew it.
More ways than one, this was an absolute stomp. Just Drew basically brought a great team to go up against Kroger. It wasn't really that close at all.
It was not. If I recall correctly, it was not.
Alright.
Okay.
So, this game, first off, Drew got hacked pretty bad in the first half of this game. Not being able to hit the Alamomola with the Whirlpool really early on. There were like two spots where he could have trapped the Alamomola, where he just couldn't because he can't hit Whirlpool for beans. Drew just had a pretty unlucky first couple of turns. Well, the majority of the first half, Drew just had a pretty bad time. Kroger.
To my knowledge, that's pretty normal for him.
Really?
Remember what BKG said? Oh, he's just very unlucky. Especially when playing against Korea, but I guess it carries over to other places.
That's kind of unfortunate. But unlike Korea, Kroger just didn't take advantage of or just didn't capitalize on the hacks, which really cost him.
He played very passively, I guess you mean to say?
Yeah, he played very passively. He just didn't really capitalize on the advantages by getting the hacks, and really could have used Sandy Shocks, really could have used Scizor, really could have even used Wo-Chien to try to stall him out. But no, he just kind of played really passively. Against the Alamomola, with using the Alamomola and such, using the Talonflame to really pressurize him. There could have been instances where he kind of played well, but nah, I just didn't see him in this game. Drew comfortably won by the end, but using the Salamence, because the Salamence was really tearing up the rest of the competition, especially when Sandy Shocks Terrad against a still hurricaning Salamence in order to win. So good job on Drew on that. Good job for Drew for clutching it back and clutching the win. In a pretty unfortunate situation.
No one doubted him there.
Yeah, in a pretty unfortunate situation, Drew managed to clutch it back, and that earns my respect. And now we go to the complete
And he was
opposite.
just better.
And now we go to the complete opposite. Tier versus Dunox.
Oh yeah, that was a
Oh, that was the
game.
meme game, right? The
Yes,
timer
it
stalling game.
was. Yep.
Yeah. This game was pretty well. The game itself was pretty uneventful. Tear Acid just won with a belly drums to Titan, just setting it up and perfectly setting it up and winning it with it. That's all fine and good, but the circumstances around the game itself was really that kind of taints the game a little bit. That kind of taints the win by bringing in unnecessary controversy when they really shouldn't have. So, yeah. Advice to players in the future. Don't be a dick. Really.
Especially if you're winning.
Yeah, winning and then going to be a dick about it, it really, really hurts your reputation a little bit. So, advice to players in the future. Also, managers, you may want to keep your. Again, this is why I say managers, control your players. Because they might act up something like this. So, yeah, that's all we have to say. Let's move on.
Okay.
SVNU. We got Togkey versus Axertix. A hype matchup for
You say Togkey?
I say what, Toki? Do you say Toki?
I say Toki.
I say Togkey.
I
You know,
say Toki. I
no,
think.
like
I
the
don't know. I have never
Togepi
said
line.
this. Yeah,
I know.
that actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
Now that I think
I
about it.
always pronounce it as Togkey since last year. So let's. But this game was hyped by the NU community because they were about to meet in NU Swiss. This was the practice game, I said, and this one ended up actually being a pretty good game. I'd say both players actively. Actor Ticks, I was really impressed with Actor Ticks after this game. Like, when I what do you think? What do you say, Pokemon?
Axertix got kinda lucky though, and basically took advantage to the fullest.
Where
That's what I gathered.
where was that? Elaborate.
I don't know, but there was I don't know, Mikoi. When you watch like 40 of these games in a row in the span of a few hours, most of it actually goes over your head after a while.
Oh man, I
I just
I watched these games twice, and I still don't know what happened. I'm kidding. But yeah, I really couldn't gather much.
But I recall watching this and being like, "Oh, that was a little unlucky. Oh, that was also a little unlucky."
It was like there was like first time he used this charge, he got a para, and then he got like a 5 hits rock blast, and followed by another like first time proc poison point. It was like
yeah.
Right. Okay. Notice.
30%
Basically,
odds, but he got it.
They were small bits of luck, but it was definitely luck to which it definitely hurt Toki's momentum in the game.
Yeah, despite a little bit of luck in the games itself, Axertix did have kind of a more consistent play than Togkey. Really taking advantage of, first of all, the Electro.
What do you expect?
I mean, really taking advantage of in this particular instance, he took advantage of his Electros a lot. Sandaconda was also put to good use. Zora Arc especially had some great usage. There was a little bit of instances like that jump shot miss over there, but for the most part, Actor Sticks had the stronger play of the two, which ended up carrying him to a good win. So good job, Actor Sticks, on that.
Decent win. He did get a little lucky. I wouldn't call the game completely clean, and Toki was a bit salty about it, but yeah, he it's not like he played bad. He did play well. He took full advantage.
Next up, oh boy, Tline versus Danny. This game was very hyper offensive. Wouldn't you notice from the teams?
This is actually the first time that I'm looking at a Gen 9 PU match. Like, I have not touched this tier at all yet.
I have. It's pretty. It's pretty. It can go either
But
way.
yeah.
It can be. It can be either the most
But yeah,
hyper offensive game or the most like most back and forth game.
Yeah, you're right. This is pretty hyper offensive.
So first off, we got the nice call on turn 1 by the Phalanx against the Hetrem. You'd think he was gonna go for something like a switch probably to or no retreat. Or a switch to Cacturn and all that. But no, he went for the first impression and actually managed to get a decent chunk out of Hatrem.
See, I have no idea if that's a common set or not.
Not at all, no. So the game was going hyper offensive. It was going really nice. Cacturn ended up becoming the MVP of this game. Really, like the Cacturn over here, despite the Hatchram going for Nuzzle and paralyzing it, it revealed it had Lumberry and actually got the kill on the Hatchram and proceeded to call the switch against the Squawkabilly and managed to kill it with the Seed Bomb.
There's a reason Cacturn got banned from PU.
Sets like this is why. Danny then.
Oh, it's just a monstrous glass cannon into a lot of the meta.
Siffy, you were about to say something?
Yeah, wait, Cacturn got banned from PU?
Yes, it
I
did.
didn't even know.
It's NU now.
Oh my god.
They're ready, NU players. So Tline did get most crits at the end of the game, but it was Danny who had the better end game of the two, getting a really just getting a really good matchup near the end, getting a first impression there on the Houndoom to finish it off. A very solidly played game by Danny, but Tline looked pretty strong in the end. Well, kind of strong in the end too, so you really couldn't fault the man.
To be fair, I watched this and I thought, yeah, I think Danny played better.
Next up, we got Greedy versus Ace Hunter. This one, as you may know, Team Charm, Poker, and I were collectively kind of hate LC right now. Collectively hate Gen 9 LC.
Why? LC is nice. I like LC.
Team Charm said that LC is the worst tier of all time right now.
Nah.
That is what he said.
Even worse than Gen 1 UU? No, I can't agree with him on that.
I can't agree with him on, like, that versus any Gen 2 tier.
No, just... I mean, Team Charm plays Gen 1 Ubers. He has bad opinions only. Like... Who even plays Gen 1 Ubers? No one.
I do.
But Siffy, didn't you lose a game to Lady Monita? He said you did.
I honestly don't even remember. Yeah, I've heard it in the video, and I honestly don't remember anything about it at all. So yeah, if he has a replay,
bad, huh?
I don't know if he has a replay. Maybe I will get my memories back, but yeah, I don't really remember it.
When the send, Team Charm. Okay,
yeah.
Going back to this game in particular, Greedy and Ace, they mostly played a little clean in this game, I noticed. They did bring some pretty decent choices like a Gambita and a Nimble and even a Strudel. But overall, the game was going pretty nice.
I mean, both Nimble and Strudel are kind of LC staples. Or like Nimble, not so much anymore. Nimble was spammed at the early Gen 9 LC stages, and now it's lost a little bit of like usage, but it's still I would say it's kind of common right now, because like first impression just does so stupidly. It does some stupid damage. First impression tinted lens
with life orb.
Life orb or
yeah.
choice band.
Also Terra bug on top of it. No, are you the kind of person that runs choice band in Little Cup, Mikoi?
I do. I
Please don't tell me.
I sometimes run choice band
Wow.
on Ponyta,
Oh
on
my god.
Ponyard. Just to try to trick a little bit of players into thinking that we
Are
can
Just
you living in Gen 8 still, Mikoi?
I mean,
that's
maybe.
not even a Gen 8 thing.
I
Choice
mean,
band and specs have never been viable in Little Cup.
in Gen 8,
Life
yes. In
Life
Gen
Orb
9,
is
I'll try.
Life Orb is literally always better. Oh my god.
I'll try
Yeah,
them in Gen
like you
9.
you can first impression and then you can use like U-turn or sucker punch or anything else, but if you just first impression with choice spin, you can't do anything else and you have to switch or sack.
I want to try it. I want to try that at some point. It's just a fun revenge killing thing that I want to do. But yeah, greedy definitely pulled up a lot of stops here. They really got the better of Ace Hunter here. They both played pretty well, I'd say. All right, next up we got Chris Numbers versus Akuru Kokuyo. Now, Booker, being the doubles man and having watched a lot of VGC, what do you think about this game?
I don't remember what were the teams again? What was
Uh,
this game?
Chris Numbers had a pretty dangerous Sun team, if I do say so myself. You got Torkoal,
Oh
Chi-Yu.
yeah, the sun that like I see every other game.
It's a good thing. Against Akuru, who brought balance. Kind of brought,
Bro, what?
kind of bringing a lot of balance here. We got Iron Hands, Palafin, Tinglu, Arcanine, Dragapult, Amoonguss.
Oh, you said balance.
Alright, so this game had Iron Hands. The Chris's Iron Hands was a pretty decent threat in the first couple of turns. Getting that Sword Dance up, getting that Psychic Seed up to pair up with the Indeedee, getting that Fire Punch. Instead, even burning the Tinglu at it. Akuru had to really play around really well in order to get in order to get any sort of leverage against Chris's the rest of the game, Akuru just had to play around a lot of Akuru had to really play around Chris's support, just leaving the Iron Hands to basically be crippled, as well as taking out the rest of the parts of using his own Iron Hand, using his own Tinglu. A pretty effective strat and a pretty good representation of what doubles had to offer, because being doubles, you gotta really think twice about these games, and the game goes by really fast. And so Akuru had to really it was a great show of display by Akuru. Had a huge disadvantage near the end, but yeah, it was a really good play by Akuru. Very impressed.
Yeah, they definitely played better. I think.
Alright. Monotype. Sippy, this is your specialty. Monotype, we got.
Yeah, monotype. Finally a tier where I know what's going on.
Alright, Seru versus Mihawk. Can you talk about this game?
Mihawk.
Mihawk. What were you saying, Mikoi?
What were your thoughts on this?
So the matchup was Flying against Fairy, which is overall it's kind of a neutral matchup. But I think Zero had like a slight advantage because the Corviknight and Iron Chogulis had like to do had like to put had like well were very important in that matchup, and I think on a pretty early turn, Zero was able to catch the Iron Chogulis on a switch in with the Iron Valiant, and it just died without doing anything, and then he just capitalized onto it. And I think Zero played this match pretty cleanly, except for one time where I think he had his Flutter main in against the Corviknight, and then he switched into Mimikyu to try and break the Corviknight with
Yeah.
Mimikyu, which is never ever going to happen in any world. But I mean, in the end, it worked out for him. But yeah, I think that was mainly because the Iron Chagulus died early, and then Fluttermane was just free to spam Shadow Ball because there was literally no mon that could switch into it. So yeah,
Yeah.
Sarah made a crazy predict early and capitalized on it to win the game.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, there were 2 mono games this week in which the matchup was Fairy versus Flying, and I think Fairy won both times. At least.
So yeah, to add to those points, Siffy, I think Mihawk just kind of played very passively in this game. Seru did really overachieve in this game by having that crazy predict early on, pretty well, thanks to getting rid of the Iron Jugulus a little too close to home. Because I think Mihawk would definitely do well better if he had kept the Iron Jugulus in. But really, Mimikyu was the star here, really getting to take advantage of most mons here, as well as Azumarill later on, and then Fluttermane in towards the end with Shadow Ball. It was a really
Yeah,
effective. Yeah, it was a really effective way. Sarah really, again, overachieved by winning this game and really trying to capitalize on certain things that Mihawk just couldn't predict well. So good on you, Saru. Good on you for winning. All right. Next matchup we got. First of all, the Skeledurges 6-4, very impressive. So yeah, very impressive win. Sort of wins by the Skeledurges early on. Phantom Troop really needs to bounce back with a cleaner game this week. Next up, we got the Sunny Shore Snorlaxes losing to the Articunos. The Anastar Articunos actually picked up the win. But how did they do it?
yay!
To everyone's surprise.
I got carried. Let's go.
Good job.
Good job, Siffy. Your team was amazing this week. Well,
Thank
your
you.
team was pretty amazing this week. Well, let's review them, shall we? First off, Star Master versus Shiloh. This game was really weird watching it twice. Yeah,
And why was that, Mikoi?
because for the most part, the first few turns when I noticed the game, Talonflame, Star Master really tried to rely a lot on his Talonflame when he could have really tried to use the Garganackle or the Goldango to try to finish off certain mons that Shiloh had to offer.
Could he have really used the Golden Go?
Well, Garganackle.
Because,
I mean, both Golden and Garganackle had kind of bad matchups. Garganackle generally does not really do that good against offensive teams and more tries to exploit fat teams. And Goldango was covered cloak, which is also kind of mediocre against offensive teams.
Yeah,
it was
and
just
if
kind
you
of tuned.
look at what Shiloh brought,
Yeah, that's
yikes.
hyper offensive.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
very hyper.
Yeah,
Shiloh tried
and
to go the
specifically, a lot of mons that can hit Golden Go and Garganical very easily and very hard.
Yeah, so matchup was definitely a big factor in this game, but play wise, I didn't think Star Master played didn't play as well to the best of his abilities as much as Shiloh did. Shiloh actually performed really well in this matchup. Getting that Roaring Moon in was definitely the big plus. Getting it to Terra, getting the Jaw Lock and the acrobatics to try to finish off first of all the Dondozo, who tried to set up Curse, and then really saving that Roaring Moon towards the end was really instrumental. And of course, we got the Talonflame, who got basically crippled thanks to the Trick Choice Scarf. Goldango was able to heal itself and take out the Talonflame pretty easily, and that just left. First the Iron Valiant having Encore was definitely a big surprise, and then towards the end, Roaring Moon just basically had a free time.
Can we also point out the interesting the interesting set on Great Tusk.
Where was that? Okay, well, explain away the set.
What set was it?
Booster energy for speed.
I mean,
To my knowledge, that's not terribly common. I don't
yeah,
think.
that's not the most common set, but kudos to the Great Tusk for having such a unique set in order to outspeed a lot of these mons. So yeah, that was Shiloh played well and got the win off Starmaster, getting him giving Starmaster an 0-1 in this BLT. Well, not anymore, but we'll get to that game, okay?
Uh,
Next up, we got JJ09 Lee versus Rajanal. This game was pretty. It was interesting, let's just say. Rajanal brought a pretty stally team, while.
Didn't they
if
bring
you
almost
mean
like a similar
interesting,
team?
if
Well,
you mean
JJ09.
interesting, Mikoi, you mean boring, then I agree.
Oh! That's actually very true.
Stall makes me go to sleep.
I mean, both teams actually brought pretty stally teams, but
Yes.
actually JJ more so than Raji. But we'll explain the game, okay? First few turns of this particular game, we got Infestation Toxapex starting things off. Both had a pretty good field day with the Infestation and the Acid Spray to go along with it. JJ just kind of won the speed tie on both. Um,
Yeah.
I love how infestation assault vest Toxapex has become a thing. I love using that mon in, especially also in monotype now.
yeah.
It's great at trapping things and just
I like
it's just
how
not
they
as
both
passive
had
as the other
acid
mons.
spray.
Both had Acid Spray.
Yeah, acid spray is also a great option.
Yeah, Infestation Assault Vest. That's actually a unique set. I would love to see that more often.
Yeah,
Infestation.
it's been getting more popular. So yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we see more.
Infestation Toxapex has always been a thing, somewhat.
Yeah, but not with assault vest.
Yeah,
That's
right
a
now,
Gen 9 thing.
Yeah, Assault Vest was definitely the right choice, and having more mons that could be crippled thanks to that set is good opportunity for Toxapex players. Um, Rest of the game, JJ just played a pretty stronger stall game, crippling Dondozo to a point where Restock's PP, the PP count on the Restock really hurt Raji. Great Tusk being infestated and served towards the middle. That was kind of the deal breaker for Raji, as he really couldn't do anything else. So yeah, JJ just played a very strong stall game. Nothing much else to say.
Yeah, so JJ played a strong stall game, and Raji played a not as strong stall game.
That's basically the sum of it. Well done, Pokeart. That's the game in a nutshell.
Yes.
Next up, we got Aberforth versus Genius from Hoenn, or Hoenn Sceptile. This game was, as you could say, another pretty easy curb stomp. For the most part, we got. Well, I only really have one note for this game, and that is the Koraidon set, which I'm not sure. Is this actually more common than I think?
It's double dance. I have never seen this before, and I was like, I have spectated quite a bunch of Uber's matches, like from I think it was Uber's PL or something that was earlier, and I don't think I've ever seen double dance Koraidon.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Flame Charge a bunch of times in replays there, but yeah, never agility.
Yeah,
I'm
I've never
pretty
seen.
sure several people used Double Dance Koraidon Terra Ghost this week, actually.
In this week, yeah, but I'm wondering if it's more common in normal Ubers.
It might be a rising thing.
Oh, that's scary. People are gonna have to build for that, especially with the Terra Ghost and the Terra Blast. Really putting the pressure on guys like Ting Lu and uh, other doing things that are weak to it. Flutter Main, especially. So yeah, Aberforth just basically had a double dance Koraidon in one. Congratulations, Aberforth. Nothing much else to say. Let's move on. Next up, Slip versus Everest. This game was a fun game. I quite like this game.
This was more
Even
stall.
though it was
know.
stall?
It had Alamomola, it had Blissey, it had Quagsar, yes. Everest did
And
bring
It had
Wochen.
Talonflame, Wochen, and I think it was a body press Magnezone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Iron Defense Body Press.
You know what? I like this game because it had unique sets, especially for the Wochien and the Tinkaton on Slip's side. We got a Foul Play Giga Drain Rest Talk Wochien, which I've never seen in.
I don't think that's super unique. Like, that just seems like a variation of something that already exists.
Yeah, a Leech Seed variant probably.
Do they tend to run foul play? Yes.
Yes.
Do they run Giga Drain? Yes. Do they run Rest? Yes. Do they run Sleep Talk? I'm not sure about that one, but it makes sense if they run Rest a lot.
Tinkaton running Encore though. I mean, it makes sense, but I've never seen it as much for Tinkaton users.
Wait, you're calling the Encore Tinkaton unique?
Well, less so now. Well, in this particular instance, yes.
Why? I thought it was standard. Isn't that standard?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
I think it is.
Not a whole lot. I've only seen Stealth Rock, Thunderwave, Gigaton Hammer, Play Rough, Knockoff. Never Encore.
I've seen Encore like plenty, or at least a few times, honestly.
But the body press.
Yeah, I
it
think
was
I'm
a
with
standard thing.
I'm with Pokeyard on this one. I think Encore is pretty much it is expected on Tinkaton because that one is surprisingly fast. I've realized this week that Tinkaton is 94 speed,
Yeah, pretty
which
fast.
is kind of crazy. It looks slow.
Yeah, it does. But it's fast.
It's a faster Mawile.
It's faster than It's faster than a Lucario for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh Lord, that's oh God,
Maybe that's why it's a new user.
that's scary.
So yeah, this.
Yeah, plus it's good defensive typing.
And the 160 base power stab move.
Yep, Gigaton
Yeah,
Hammer
but it
hits
has
like a
sucky
truck.
attack, so I don't know about that.
It's like a truck. This game, Magnezone basically trapping Magnezone until it ran out of PP for Iron Defense was a pretty heat strat for Slip. Very, very good. There were a couple of hacks that happened in this game. First of all, the Ice Beam Blissey, freezing the Rotom Heat.
Oh, now that is a bit unique.
Freezing the Rotom Heat, though.
And that is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, that is quite big. Freezing a +4 Rotom with Ice Beam.
Yeah, you really could have used the
Interesting.
Rotom too, Slip. Especially taking out the Magnezone and the Wochien. Oof. I gotta do wonder though. I do wonder though. Why do Alamomola run Play Rough?
I think it's for I think it was initially for like Hydreigon, but then it started becoming standard.
Why?
I mean, it has to be for something that gets hit 4 times effective, because otherwise it does no damage. I'm assuming. I don't know. I
Well,
don't play
guess
Juju.
Noivern and Silencer in the tier, so maybe they just want something that does a little more damage than freaking Whirlpool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Just to make
Or
the
maybe
process
also
a
for
little
Iron
faster.
bullets.
Also taunt users as well. For taunt users to run something against Alamomola. Also, Magnezone effectively trapping Scizor and flying Terra to avoid the close combat was a pretty good turn on Avidus's part. Overall, uh, over the course of this game, Avidus played very well against Slip, managing to eke out a win in a stally but otherwise pretty good game.
Yes, I agree.
And now for another extremely good game, Zeri versus Crying.
Yeah, this is my favorite game this week.
Very, very good game, I will say.
I could rewatch this game all day. It's a really good game.
So this good game, we had some pretty unique sets. Eject Pack Heracross and Mirror Herb Oricorio.
I mean, I get the reasoning though. They make sense.
They do make sense, but like I wouldn't have thought of that set if you'd given me like a Heracross and some moves to go along with it. Eject Pack?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't thought of eject pack. It close combats, and then whoop, out it goes into something else.
Which is a good pivot. Good.
More specifically, it was spikes and close combat.
Interesting.
With eject pack.
A very interesting game. Yeah, the game itself was very good. Very, very back and forth. I really appreciate both the players for really trying their hardest in this game. The Bruxish put in a lot of work, more work than I really need to. The taunt Oricorio was definitely a helpful little thing. Basically, the game itself was go watch this game. I know I'm showing you the game right now, but please go watch this game. It's really fun, and Zeri picked up a very comfortable but Crying looks strong in defeat.
Yeah, Crying did almost have a shot at bringing it back because they got to set up the Mismagius, and I think the only Mon Zeri has that's faster than it is a Scarf Gardevoir. I think it is. So, yeah, that could have been, like, bad really fast for Zeri, but nope. Nope, he didn't even hesitate to click that Terra button, and the Mismagius is gone.
Yeah. So, yeah, very good game, very good showing by Zeri. Crying looks strong in defeat. Probably my number two of my matches of the week.
It's my number one.
We'll get to my number one later. Next up, we got Zoroark versus Hachimaki. Now, this game was pretty interesting. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. It's very interesting. Hachimaki using the Zoroark's illusion to really good effect in the first couple of turns. It was very well played. Zoroark got to do a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally do. First of all, catching the Rotom right there, and then just playing around it very nicely. It was very, very well played. And then we get to the Ursaring.
See, I think this team Hachimaki used is a sample.
Weird that they brought Ursaring.
Wait, is it?
It's the Ursaring. It's the Ursaring with Zoroark sample.
Yeah, because I found it weird that the calc strangely seemed to know the Ursaring set.
Oh yeah, it is a sample team.
Yeah.
So, Zoroark really just had a pretty hard time with this Ursaring. Just really couldn't get anything going, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it was huge that like the Pessimian died very early to the Cypher.
Yeah.
I think he probably predicted like a switch out and didn't rock slide it, and he knocked off and in return got one hit KO'd by Aerial Ace. And if you look at the team after Pessimian died, there's nothing really that stops an Ursaring from sweeping. which
True.
happened later
True.
on.
Not even the quill.
Yeah, I found it funny how Zoroark kept poisoning the Ursaring, even though it was guts.
It was guts and it's Eviolite, I want to say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a Violite. I mean, maybe it was the attempt was to PP stall rest. I don't know.
I guess.
Probably.
Maybe
But
because like that was the only way.
I get,
Yeah, and the fact that.
Hmm? Go ahead.
And the fact that even with the guts boost, it wasn't really affecting the. It wasn't a huge. There wasn't a huge impact on how much damage Play Rough was doing to the Quillfish until it got like fully set up.
Yeah, I mean, Ursaring, it only had Play Rough as an attacking move, so yeah.
Yeah, even
But-
I was gonna say even the Quillfish didn't really, even though it's resisted, it really couldn't just tank hits all that well against the an only attacking and a fully set up Ursaring with bulk up and play rough. So towards the end, Zoroark just really didn't have anything, and he tried flinching it. I guess he was trying to flinch Haxel it a little bit, but it was gonna rest either way, and it's only a 20% chance of doing so. So yeah, this was a pretty unfortunate matchup, and
Sometimes you just gotta rely on the flinch chance.
sometimes
And
you just gotta rely on
sometimes
the
you don't get it.
Yeah, Poker, you've used the Quillfish in NU to win a game before, so you definitely know how
That
this thing.
was Gen 8.
Yeah, I know, but still. Alright, next up SVPU. Yes or no, my dude versus Losco no Shoto.
Oh my! What are these mons in that game? Are these like standard PU mons?
I guess.
Let me look at this.
There's
yeah.
two. There's a Vespiquen, two Mistrevis, a Tinkaton.
It's like NFE plus PU.
Looks interesting.
It was NFE plus PU, yeah.
Yeah, this is relatively standard to my knowledge.
And I guess I know Houndoom's like the best mon in this meta along with Raichu, but Ellen Go-Go as well, I guess. But yeah, the rest are pretty.
Yeah, and Mischievous and Gabite are also very common.
But
they're like probably the Mischievous and Gabite are extremely common in this tier.
Yeah, the structure of Yes or No My Dudes team, I kind of wasn't a fan of personally because it felt a little bit too reliant, and not really resisting all that much compared to Los Cono Shoto, who had a pretty decently built team. But credit to Yes or No My Dude for pulling off a pretty strong start because using Basculin as a good damage dealer against most of the most, if not all, Los Shoto's teams was really effective in the first couple of turns. But then we get to the Terra Fairy Houndoom.
Which I gotta wonder, why Terra Fairy exactly?
I guess it's because there's a lot of dark and Gabite is still in the meta itself to really not claim kills all that much. So Houndoom was basically the safety check.
Is it Terra Blast or something? Or
yeah, it's Terra. I think it's mainly for Terra Blast.
Yeah.
Offensive.
Is it also to set up for free and resist like a Dragon Tail or not get killed by an earthquake?
Yes, basically.
I don't know. I doubt it. Isn't Houndoom like very frail? Yeah, it only has like 50 defense.
Yeah,
defense.
it's
so
very
yeah,
frail.
I think it's mostly.
It's frail, but it's not like Gabite hits super hard or anything. It's a Gabite.
No, not really. No.
So if Earthquake isn't hitting super effectively, it'll still deal damage, but it won't kill.
Yeah,
that's true. I just cocked it. A non super effective Earthquake does like 60%. So yeah.
So Houndoom really tried to rely on its speed more so than bulk. That's basically what every Houndoom user, as a Houndoom user myself, you gotta rely on Houndoom's speed more than its bulk. And so to try to break
Well,
Gabite is
yes.
basically the best. To break Gabite is the best win, and then using it reliably, which Los Kono Shoto did. He really used Terra Fairy Houndoom to his full advantage, and in the end got the win. Funny that yes, Ramona, my dude, tried to nasty plot on the final turn and then Terra blasted afterwards. I guess it was a speed tie, but still, I just find it funny.
Yeah, but I think the Houndoom would have died afterwards to the Raichu anyways,
Yeah,
with the chip from the other Houndoom,
yeah, same,
right?
same. All right, next up we got Elfusion versus Gorex. This time your gut was right, Pokeart, and Gorex did win.
Well, from the sounds of our tier list talk, it sounded like Gorex was like on fire while Elfusion was struggling in SB.
Yeah,
That's what it
and
sounded like.
this was very evident in this one game and one game alone because this game was very short and went a lot in Gorex's favor. First of all, the Sandile doing a lot of damage. First of all, to the Glimmet, and then getting to Stone Edge, the Wattrel was very effective. Diglett ended up killing that, and then Elfizon, and then the and then the Terra Ice Voltorb, which I don't think is as common, is as uncommon as you would think. Especially trying to.
Mikoi, it's literally standard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I expected that.
It
yeah,
is
because Toad
the standard.
because Toad School is literally everywhere on pretty much every team.
Toadstool and Diglett, the bane of every ground type user.
Oh, and
Yeah,
I guess Wattrel is also pretty common. So the
Very common.
yeah
Wattrel like
Voltorb, Terra Ice Voltorb also deals with that nicely
yeah.
if it doesn't Terra.
Um. So yeah, Elfusion just kind of loses to Sandel and Terra Voltorb. Nothing much else to say because this was so short. And yeah, Gorex ended up winning. Poor Elfusion, never really catching a break here.
It's got a sick avatar though.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Next up, SMB versus Fayette. This game ruled. Another really good game, I think. Um, this was a. If you don't remember PokeArt, Fayette again brought Sun. This was the Torkoal Chiyu Zarina Roaring
Half of
Mirror.
everyone brings sun.
But Fayette especially brought a pretty standard VGC esque Sun team, while SMB brought
No. It's not VGC-esque. There's no Flutter main.
anything but Flutter. If Fluttermane was banned, this would be the team. All right. Pretty short doubles game in all honesty. Fayette dominated SMB, which you know I kind of sort of understand now because a lot of people were like hyping up Fayette to beat SMB, but yeah, even though we weren't in the last video, but yeah, we kind of got to see Fayette is super goated and ended up winning.
Yeah, Fayette played well, but also I think we need to agree that a lot of it was because Chiyu is freaking broken.
I know, right? When are you gonna ban Chiyu, guys? Make it
no, I
easy.
want Chiyu back in OU or in Monotype. I love
Oh,
spamming the broken goldfish. It's so
No,
broken.
no, no.
It's amazing. I love it.
I mean, I wouldn't put it against them for not banning Chiyu anymore. If it were to return, they should cripple it, or maybe make Beats of Ruin like less friggin' broken than it is. SMB tried to clutch it a little bit,
Yeah.
but in the end, Fayette ended up winning. Yeah. All right, Sificon, talk about your game at Felines.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So my game against felines, I brought somewhat. I brought flying. You can never go with flying. Flying. I realized flying is really broken in Gen 9 monotype. Depending on how you
No,
build the flying.
it's not. I don't think it's as broken as it was in Gen 8.
Yeah, but it's arguably the best type at the moment. Depending on how you build a flying team, it can be literally anything. So yeah, but well, against felines, they had a Sandy Shocks, which kind of really destroyed my team. And in hindsight, I just played kind of passive around it, and also there were like some instances where they had out their Clodsire, and I mean, I had a Corviknight, which hard was Clodsire, and the switch into my Corviknight was like super obvious, and they always just predicted that and doubled into Sandy Shocks, which in hindsight was very obvious, and I should have played it more aggressively. But yeah, it was like my first BLT match of this season, and I didn't want to look crazy and overpredict, so I played it very safe. And yeah, I played it too safe, and that I think that was my biggest mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, definitely. There was a little bit of
So
moments where you were a little bit more passive than most. Definitely, the Clodsire was very hard to play. The Clodsire Sandy Shocks combo very hard to play against, and when you're running a ground monotype team like Felines did. So yeah,
I think I've come to learn something. When you're playing against a bad player, playing safe is fine. When you're playing against a good player, not
yeah,
so
they
much.
exploited. Yeah.
you gotta start over predicting. Gotta start over predicting a lot. That's why I've been getting back into tours. I wanna see if I can go against. I gotta train against the bad players to go up against the good players once again. All right. So yeah, the game itself was the game itself was very in favor of felines. Poor Siffy didn't really poor Siffy couldn't really had a chance against the terrifying combo of Sandy Shocks and Clodsire, and in the end, yeah, it was you had Gyarados and Salamence left, and then the toxic, both being toxic, really hurt your chances.
Yeah, the plots are just hard walled a lot of my team.
Mm,
But yeah. I learned my lesson, and I will never run Gyarados without EQ again.
yep. Yes. Well, yes, please learn
Yeah,
those
that's
earthquake
probably a
on your
good
Gyarados
call.
next time. Advice to
I
flying
mean,
flying type users.
I don't know if it would have won me the game, but it certainly would have helped. So yeah.
Yeah, it could have gotten you a bit closer.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Primal Power Pangaros beating the Iron Bundles. Oh boy, what happened, PokeArt? Let's review your game, shall we?
A lot of games were not good games.
First off, Sirenapoli versus Chaitanya in OU. Chait kind of played a little bit more hyper offensive, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yes, I would say. In fact, I'm very much wondering why the hell he used an Orthworm when Shedtail was banned.
I don't know. You guys,
Wait,
maybe.
wait, the game was after the Shedtail ban? Oh yeah, it was. Oh my,
Yeah, it was
that's
after
interesting.
You
Shedtail was
see,
banned.
I don't think Shay posted their team, so I didn't know what he was gonna use. I wasn't even awake for the game,
They played a
so
blue
I
team.
don't understand why why Orthworm. It kind of just looks like he modified a Shedtail team,
Yeah, watching.
which I'm not really happy with.
Yeah, I caught this game live, and I was really wondering why the heck Chade brought an Orthworm after Shedtail was banned. Sierra Napoli just kind of played a little bit more, safe, but also the Garganical is scary. It really was unkillable a lot for a bit. Like This game really proves why Garganical really is a beast of a mon. A crit from Baxcalibur did kill it, which was unfortunate, but still. Scarf Great Tusk ended up cleaning the end game.
Yeah, which I feel is a little uncommon.
It's not really, it's
Oh,
not
it
really that
is.
common.
I don't know. It's standard on like monotype ground teams, but yeah, monotype is not OU, so I don't know.
Yeah, most Great Tusk and OU, to my knowledge, usually run like lefties or Rocky Helmet with Rapid Spin, Knock, EQ, Bulk Up.
Even booster energy if you're crazy, but yeah.
Or Stealth Rock, I think.
This game was very unfortunate. Chait kind of didn't play well, to be honest. I want to say
He
Chait
got Garganicled.
Yeah, he got Garganicled, which is the most unfortunate thing you could have in OU. So yeah, Sierra Napoli Garganicled Chait in order to win. Now we come to this. Fat Batman versus Kebab Me.
No! Not this.
Wait, what happened in that game?
Oh boy.
Oh, did you not see this?
No,
You want to
I
like
didn't.
you want us to like pause the recording so you can like watch it for a sec?
We can.
No, it's okay. I'm fine. I'll just skip through it.
This game was really funny. Alright, let me tell you about this game. First off, Garganical, of course, we got the Garganical scare, really matching up well against most of Kebab's team. But the game itself, Fat Batman got really lucky. Where is that turn?
Yeah, like very lucky.
Where is that turn? Oh yeah, right around here. Yeah, right around here, where actually, hold on. Let me see.
Quite a bit.
And I'm assuming the other one, King Gambit, mattered as well, right?
I'm not really sure, but probably.
Okay, I guess the King Gambit was Scarf at this point, anyways. But still.
Yeah, but yeah, that really just kind of takes away literally any possible way to come back.
Yeah,
the
true.
The crit, breaking the sub off of the Roaring Moon was very unfortunate.
It was an extremely low chance of that too.
Holy crap.
According to some calcs Kebab showed me after the game, apparently it was a roll whether it even broke sub or not with the crit. And I don't recall if it was low roll or whatever. Maybe I'm thinking of another role that also mattered in the grand scheme of the game. But yeah, basically, it broke the sub with a crit and a higher roll.
Yeah, and then in the middle of the game, a few turns after that, Breloom put the King Gambit to sleep, and he got another crit against the Rotom.
You mean the Rotom?
Yeah, the Rotom got another crit against the King Gambit, which,
I think it was like a little too late by that point, so let's talk about something else that I think could have affected how this turned out. E-Speed.
You mean to say if E-Speed wouldn't have done a lot of damage or been crit?
Basically, Mikoi, E-Speed killed on a roll. A roll that was like about 20% for Fat Batman.
Wow.
Maybe 25? Yeah, it was not a high chance at all. And it still did, and at that, it was pretty immediately after the Volt Switch sub crit.
Yeah, Yeah, turns 12 to 14 weren't really the best turns for Kebab, and Fat Batman got really lucky and ended up winning the game. Harsh. Very harsh.
Basically, the game probably would have looked something like what I'm about to describe without that crit.
Mhm.
Basically, the Roaring Moon would have done a lot more, fair amount more. And then it's possible that the Iron Moth could have cleaned things up. That was the game plan.
But yeah, that wasn't meant to be, was
Also,
it?
without the Terra Water Garganical, Specs Golden Go went kinda crazy.
Unfortunately, couldn't really show that off because the luck. But still, that was a meager sign of things to come for the Iron Bundles. Get ready to see hacks a lot of these matchups. So yeah, Fat
Yeah,
Batman.
I'm not gonna say the hacks changed the overall outcome. I'm not sure if it would have. However, it basically left us with no chance to come back from it.
Unfortunate.
So that stung.
That's really unfortunate.
It's like rubbing salt in the wound and then actually ripping it open further.
Oh my.
Very graphic.
Yeah, that's a gory image.
That's the gore, and that's exactly what you described about Fat Batman versus Kebab. It's really hot out here. Next up, we got Richard Millie Plain versus Layson, which was a surprisingly even contest between these two. Well,
Oh, there was another dual dance Terra Ghost Coridon.
Yes, it was.
yeah, this one
And
also had
it destroyed again.
Yeah, this one had the double dance as well. Very, very effective. Again, this set is proving to be kind of a threat, especially against the looming threat of the Flutter Mane. Richard did have a pretty strong start. Walking Wake, Okoing the Iron Shreds, Flutter Mane matching up well against the rest. Walking Wake then missed the Draco, which proved to be a bad omen. And then Layson just kind of came back from it, thanks to the Double Dance Coridon.
And also, since it was a Terra Ghost Coridon, for those who may not have seen the game, you may be looking at the other side, you see the King Gambit, and you wonder what happened there.
The King Gambit tried to sucker punch.
Oh.
The Swords Dance.
The Sucker Punch got outplayed. But there's no way Sucker Punch would have one hit KO, right?
I'm pretty sure it was it was late in the game, so it was a very strong Sucker Punch. Let's see, how late in the game was it? Yeah, it had. Yeah, this was by the time where there were 2 mons left each, so that was a very boosted Sucker Punch. I wouldn't be surprised if it killed.
Yeah. Well, depending on the investment, it could have killed. If it was like 0 defensive investment Coridon, it was a 60% chance to one hit KO.
Also, this was
I would assume
Coridon, and it was not at full health. It's like almost there, though.
Yeah, but I think if it's lefties and dual dance, it would run bulk, especially with trade punch. But yeah, we don't know. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, but anyways, Layson won the Sucker Punch mind games and won the game.
Very, very effective. I think it would have run defensive Coridon, if anything, against a pretty bulky team like Richards. And yeah, having that strong Vera Coridon set, that thing needs to be banned. That thing needs to be banned if given the proper exposure, and if players started to use that more. Holy crap, that thing is so dangerous. All right, next up, Spitfire versus TMM. This game.
Oh yeah, now Mikoi, you talked about an uncommon Wo Chen set earlier. No. This game.
Oh my! That's
what you should have been talking about.
The growth one.
This was the Wo Chen set that gave me hope in that. Oh, maybe players do build pretty uncommonly. Look at this Wochien set, people. We got Terra Electric Growth.
With Terra Blast.
Terra Blast, Dark
Amazing.
Pulse. I wish I could have seen.
I love it.
I wish I could see that fourth moon, but god damn, Spitfire. How could you build so well?
It was probably like Giga Drain for the fourth move for ground type coverage after it Terras. And to heal because it's bulky.
But that's not the only set that was pretty uncommon. Look at the Scream Tail.
Oh yeah, the
Combat Fireblood Boom Burst.
Scream Tail.
Yeah.
Did it do any damage? Isn't that like an issue with Screamtail that it does 0 damage?
It did like some damage.
Yeah, not
a ton.
Damage, but
it did. Yeah, it did some damage, I guess.
Yeah,
oh my god, it didn't even 2-hit KO a Slowbro at +1 with Boom Burst. Not a huge fan of that set.
Yeah, that one was pretty unfortunate. But the maybe he had investment. Maybe he did put up some investment because it also had booster energy. But yeah, this Spitfire really proved how much he can build, and he can build really well. Although this game was kind of tainted. You know, want to know why? Because there was a crit that happened in this game.
Where?
Which
I know there was a U-turn crit that TMM got, but what crit are you talking about?
Crit by the Sizzle.
That really cost us the game. That cost us the game.
That did cost you the game in a huge way because it had +2 defense. It was going up so well, and then the Trailblaze crit happened, which was unfortunate.
It Terra Ferried just to survive the Trailblaze and chip the Caesar further.
Yeah, that cost them big time, and TMM.
It would have survived. It would have survived one Trailblaze, not two. It would have successfully killed the Caesar, and
Gyarados.
Oh well, I actually just rewatched, and I guess it would have been like. So it uses Trailblaze, Slowbro lives after the Scizor takes the Rocky Helmet damage. The Slowbro launches a huge body press, does a hell of a lot of damage, gets the Scizor into a range in which it dies to Rocky Helmet damage. And then it faints, both the Slowbro and the Scizor faint. And then in comes the Gyarados and in comes Rotom. Rotom Volt switches, and that's game. That's basically how the end game would have played out without the crit.
That crit mattered, and in the end, Spitfire took another win from your column.
Yes. I respect the Wo-Chen set, though. That was fire. Or should I say it was electric?
Oh my god.
You could have said it was lit and it would have worked both ways.
Or I could have said it was shocking.
No, that doesn't work. Well, actually it does, but still. Next up, we got Just Franco versus Atrax Madara. Now, Fire Spin plus Perish Song Altaria. Unique set just doesn't work.
Some would beg to differ.
Some, but not for this matchup, I think. Just Franco played this extraordinarily well. Specs Gardevoir ended up becoming the MVP of this game, moonblasting pretty much everything. Even terraing against Kaparaja for the safe kill, but yeah. Atrax Madara didn't play all that well.
Well, he was a filler RU slot.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty decent at Monotype, but I have never seen him play anything outside of Monotype. And he's good at Monotype.
Yeah, he can be good.
Yeah.
It's just pretty hit. Yeah, I've always had this issue with his particular performances. They can be pretty hit or miss. This one was unfortunately a miss.
Here, Specs Gardevoir kinda dominated, especially because we lost our Colossal pretty early, right?
Yes, you didn't have it by when the Gardevoir hit the field.
Yeah, so we had two Gardevoir walls, I'll put in quotes. And by the time the Gardevoir started shooting its moonblasts and stuff, the other wall was already dead, leaving everything to this very HP filled, but not so much defensive, Caparaja.
Yeah, they all pretty much died, and then again, like I said, the Terra Blast fairy may have gone for the safe kill. I don't know why he didn't bring Weavile pretty like early into this, but I guess he was trying to predict. But yeah, towards the end, just Franco played it safe and ended up winning.
Maybe the Weavile didn't do very much. I don't know. I don't play this tier.
It was brought up at a pretty late time, I would say. He could have benefited with
True.
he could have benefited it. Next up, we got Nhelio versus MTB, another pretty disappointing game from the Iron Bundle. Yeah, it took what 12 turns for MTB to finally cripple the Hasbram with Scarf.
Yeah, I think maybe he panicked or something.
It wasn't.
I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know what the
He
game.
acknowledged that yes, he definitely took too long to cripple it.
Yeah, it wasn't a very well played set. You were saying something, Sifi?
No.
Mm.
I actually wasn't, because still I don't really have any clue about the tiers that are being played right now. Like I usually main lower tiers, but in Gen 9 I have not touched UU, RU, NU, and PU at all.
Mm. It's a
Fair
pretty
enough.
yeah. They're pretty hard tiers to learn, especially in Gen
Oh my
9.
god, there's a Swalot.
I know,
That's an
right?
okay. Never mind. Never mind.
Swalot is
and
unironically good in NU, I think.
Wait, what? That's like it's the belly bolt of 1v1. Belly bolt is like one of the top 10 months in 1v1.
Yes,
It's amazing, and I love it.
agree. I have seen a lot of belly bolts in 1v1 myself. And but Swalot unironically very good in NU. People should use Swalot
Great.
more.
I should start playing NU just because of Swalot.
Yeah. I would use Swalot can be an unironically good Pokemon for sweeping.
Muck is also is also decently common.
Who?
Nah, screw Muck. I don't care about them.
Oh, Mach. Yeah. I would do Swalot over Mach personally. But yeah, this game had special Cacturn, which knocked out both Rotom and Scyther, two mons that MTB needed as a win con, but unfortunately he didn't really take advantage of it.
See, this is why Cacturn is NU. And Helio's using it in NU, even though it was still technically considered PU when this was played.
But it's really good! I'm glad it got back.
It hits like a truck.
Especially specs. Voice Wolf.
Oh, I don't think this was Specs. Was it Specs? I'm not sure. Was it?
It looked like Specs to me, but yeah, it's still really good. Okay. Yeah, and Helio just kind of dominated MTB. Nothing much else to say. And Helio played a pretty strong NU game. MTB did not.
Oh yeah, I guess it looks like it was Specs.
Next up, Belgarrett, you're gonna love this match. You're gonna love this match. You already love this match. Ryuji versus Medaya.
This is a lovely match.
This game was played when the Iron Bundles already lost, so Ryuji basically had to vent, okay? He really had to vent his frustration of losing.
See, Ryuji was like not too happy with how our team lost a fair amount of games due to some lousy stuff that happened in game. So he's just like, nah, it's my turn to cause the lousy stuff.
And then did he hex his way through?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I see a sauce. I see a sauce pack.
Yeah, no words to elaborate. We don't need to elaborate. You know what he did.
Yeah.
He basically raged on poor Medaya. He let out his inner demons go wild. He basically had Saucebuck, Serene Grace, flinched, everything for the most part. First of all, the poor Go-Go. Substitute, Thunderwave, Headbutt. Bam, bam, bam. Flinch, flinch, flinch. It was every...
Yeah, he got like 5 flinches in a row, I think.
And a crit. Had a crit at one point.
Oh yeah, that too. Plus some paras, because obviously he was running Thunderwave.
Yeah, and yeah, Sawsbuck just did most of this work. Not really much else to say. Squawkabilly ended up cleaning the end game, but yeah, this was Ryuji's game.
Yeah, because it was hustle. It was hustle with Choice Scarf, but it had aerial lace to offset the hustle. So,
yeah,
yikes.
yeah. So yeah, Ryuji, I want to see more wax sets from you in the future. So better bring your A game there.
We're
buddy.
keeping him in PU, so I think you're in luck.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see some wild, crazy crap.
You wanna know what's also funny about this?
What?
So it's pretty clear that Ryuji went in this game with the full intention of bringing something fun and something that can hacks the shiz out of his opponent. And because, yeah, a lot of our games were kind of unfortunate this week.
How ironic.
And yet, wanna know something?
What?
Medaya complained in Ryuji's PMs about hacks.
Oh boy.
After, the week is over, and you kind of hacked the number of our games?
Oh well.
Like,
Oh,
bro?
Oh well, it's
And
fine.
Ryuji's like, okay, I don't care.
Wow, way to take it in stride, Ryuji. Alright, so next up we got Drifting versus Xskilly. Now,
Speaking of some of those unfortunate games, this one had a bit of that.
Now, this game, we had Watchroll just being pretty ineffective to kill the Diglett, which was, a thing. And
yeah, it just missed Hurricane twice in the beginning, which sucked.
So, yeah, it sucked pretty hard. The game itself was mostly even. You got the terrifying Diglett getting to hit the Toad Scroll with that, and then comes the Shelter plays. Now we come to Shelter versus Shelter, and you know exactly what would happen.
Oh no.
This thing was pretty unfortunate. We got the Rock Terra, and the Rock Terra actually killing off Shelter right then and there, which I think they argued that it was a roll.
Was
they said something in the post game chat, like in the battle chat. There was like a 50% chance to get the roll. But yeah, I don't know any LC cogs, so.
Yeah, the Calcare Skelly did argue that the 50% should get rolled. Diglett then has the high chance. Sucker getting the 50-50 he had to pretty much play an insane game in order to get some sort of comeuppance against poor Shelter. And yeah, ended up Ended up having a Shelter play there.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Okay. Yeah, I think you can now.
Yep.
Okay, alright. So what happened? What happened basically?
I'm just gonna say, I don't think the Shelter. I don't think it was a roll for Shelter. Not sure what you're talking about, because it's skill link. It hit 4 times.
That's the argument that they brought up, so I'm just reiterating. Oh well. So whether or not it may be
I
a
think
roll or not.
the I think the roll here was that the Shelter killed the Pawnyard with liquidation. To my knowledge, that was the roll.
Maybe
I think it had like a 50-50 to kill.
Yeah, maybe that was the role they were talking about. I'm not sure. But whether or not.
Yeah, that was the roll. That was the roll.
So yeah, despite that role, Drifting managed to get a win out of Skelly. Unfortunate, but hopefully Skelly can bounce back this week. If he's playing. I don't know. I haven't actually checked the lineup. Next up, we got Raph versus Cheese. This game was pretty bad, IMO.
I'm not gonna disagree with you, to be honest.
Yeah, having to watch this twice, I'm like, what the frick are these plays, bro? Like,
Well, I will say this. It's possible that Cheese played a certain way due to one of his sets.
Which one are you talking about? Which mod?
Let's just say he actually had a bit of an odd set for one of his mods that you know what, I don't think I'll reveal it, just in case he wants to use it again.
Maybe you're talking. Actually, maybe I know what you're talking about. So, I think it's the Glamora because
let's go through it. We'll see if it comes up.
Well, so first of all, the Glamora using the Mortal Spin. First of all, against the in turn 3, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good usage of Glamora. Terra ghosting your Ting Lu so it dies immediately to Chi Yu, while setting up your Burn Iron Hands. Not exactly a good turn, IMO.
Oh, that was a misplay on Raph's part then?
Yeah, that was a kind of a misplay on Raph's part. Like, there it goes. Nah, not exactly a pretty good play. Overall, towards the end, I didn't much care for this game. Honestly, this was just a very poorly played game from both sides. Not really one over the other. It wasn't. They had a pretty hard time playing with these kinds of teams, and yeah, this matchup was just not very good in hindsight.
I'm gonna say it. I think both players are kind of washed.
I wouldn't disagree on that, honestly. And
I'm hoping Cheese can pull it together this week. I'm seeing plenty of prep going on, so that makes me happy.
All right, so last game of the series. Well, last game for your set is Marin versus Azek, the first game that was played in this BLT, and it was
Azek is a goat.
Yeah, Azek is really good at monotype. He's pretty strong. And he had a matchup in his favor because it was Ghost against Fighting.
True.
Also, and it was sub Will-O-Wisp Hex Zorua Hisui, which put in a ton of work. It destroyed kinda the entire team on its own.
I was very.
You wanna know what's funny? I'm pretty sure half his team was like sub Will-O-Wisp Hex.
Oh really?
Okay, maybe not half. Maybe not half of them for sub, but like half his mons were Hex and Will-O-Wisp.
Well, that it is a good set to have. It's just a very good set to have, in all honesty.
And that's especially good into Fighting, because Fighting is like 90% physical mons.
Yeah, it's like all physical mons and Iron Valiant. Yeah.
And Iron
Yeah.
Valiant, yeah. That's the only special mon you're gonna get, okay? And then the rest, the rest are just subject to Sub Will-O-Wisp packs. Yeah, Azek, I obviously ranked him highly. He's a good player. The Flutter main doing all the work against the Great Tusk, and then the Iron Hand, really putting in that Sub Will-O-Wisp Hex to good use, very hindering Maroon, pretty much. Scarf Flamigo was pretty much the only threat that Maroon had left. But even that, Brambleghast was in the back, healthy and alive, and it just basically killed off Scarf Flamigo.
By the way, Mikoi,
Mm.
the mod that put work against a Great Tusk, it was not the Flutter main, it was Soraki Sui.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So again,
I think it wasn't pretty much all the time.
Illusion just
Yeah,
dropped
Illusion even tricked you. It even tricked you.
Yeah, I can't wait till
Wow, what a powerful illusion.
It's a facade. None of these mods actually run facade. But yeah, all of these Maroon just pretty much had no chance of coming against Ghost. The Sub Will-O-Wisp packs really worked. Azek put in a lot of good usage. Very good win by Azek. All right. Hold on. And finally, we get the Dressrosa Dracovishes against the Resort City Rufflets. This game had a lot of this set had a lot of good games, but also pretty questionable games. Let's get to them, shall we?
One of them was Skimmy versus Team Charm, so yeah.
Oh my.
Slander. The slander. All right, first off, we got Clean versus Piyush. This game is actually pretty good in hindsight. Well, Team Charm actually predicted that Clean would lose, and look where it got. Yeah, thanks, Team. You can blame Team Charm.
Yeah, Team Charm said, yeah, if you watched the last video and heard Team Charm's roasting of Clayton, yeah, called them terrible, absolutely terrible.
Well, look what it got them. So Team Charm ended up, predicting Clean would lose, and it was a pretty unspectacular game. Both are good players, but the game itself was pretty uninteresting for the most part. First of all, Clean letting his Cinderace get paralyzed at the start, not very good. Especially against the Goldengo, who had a pretty, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this particular set? Thunderwave, Nasty Plot, Recover Hex.
It's an interesting set.
Yeah, it destroys the other team, and which it kind of did. So I would still prefer like regular set, but I can certainly see like the pros of running T Wave and then outspeeding things and running and Hex and just like you. Yeah, you cripple offensive mons with T Wave, and against defensive mons, you just spam Nessie Blood Recover and then slowly kill them. So yeah, I can certainly see it being a good set.
Yeah, I feel like this Goldango set is just it being like, hey, want to see me demonstrate all of the useful utility moves I have?
So yeah, the rest of the game ended up pretty very unspectacular because it was the type of mind, or maybe I was just really pissy that day. But yeah, the rest of the game wasn't very exactly well played from either side. Piyush ended up getting the win, which was a good win, but nothing too amazing. I would still keep Piyush in OU if I were the other team, but that's just me. Let's see if he can build well for next week or the next time he plays.
Let's see if Clean can get a win next week.
Hopefully.
Prove Charm wrong.
Clean will not go Clean will not go unwinnable, hopefully. I may have just jinxed it, but who knows. Next up.
Clean did not get destroyed by Lady Monita.
That never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Charm.
Ask Team Charm. He's the one who keeps it. He's the one who said it.
Alright, next up. A game that was very controversial amongst the peers. Sylveon used Combine versus Starreal. This game was the last game that played, first of all, because FC didn't show up, and instead we brought in the sub. First of all, not really utilizing the rain offense that Sylveon brought was pretty questionable in hindsight.
Wait, one of these players was a sub? Wait, who was a sub?
Sylveon used Combine was a sub for FC.
Oh, isn't Sylveon kind of cracked in OU at the moment?
From what I hear, I guess so.
Because he got like top four in OST.
I think
it was top 4.
I thought it was top 8.
Yeah, top 4 or top 8. Anyways, it's an incredible performance. So yeah, I'm surprised he's a sub, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, FC's pretty good too. So.
Yeah, true.
Terra flying, using the flying on the Pelipper, they're using the Terra on the Pelipper. Not really the best choice to Terra in the long run. Because you can kill the Among Us, but nothing really other than that, nothing really much else. This was a pretty long game too. This was probably the longest game of the series. Hard switching into Floatzel at turn 112. Yes, this really went that long. Hard switching into that wasn't really, which was a bad choice. It really should have been kept as a safety win con for Sylveon. Very slow pace. The game itself was very slow pace, which is basically the style of these particular teams, especially Starreal's team, which was heavy stall. It seemed like Starreal's stall style was going to beat Sylveon's rain offense style, but this where pretty much this pretty much where the game actually mattered, which was the Dondozo crit.
More like the I think there was King Gambit landing a crit on the Dondozo, was it?
Yeah, a lot of people have argued that Dondozo crit mattered because it allowed Dondozo to not rest up, so that Starreal would have a much more bigger advantage of winning. I personally didn't think so.
Why are you saying?
Yeah, I personally.
Why are you saying? Well, that's wrong.
Yeah,
that's literally
because I thought Dondozo would have switched out, maybe Starreal.
There was nothing to switch out into. What are you talking about?
Maybe Dondozo would have gotten a lucky wake as well, but in the
what?
A lucky wake from rest? What?
Excuse me?
Yeah, that was just basically my thinking.
Mikoi is cheating.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mikoi, I think
Mikoi's cheating, and sometimes his mons wake up after only one turn after using rest. It's confirmed. You're getting exposed, cancelled.
I know, right? I should predict hacks more often if that's the case. But yeah, that was basically what everyone was saying, that the Dondozo crit mattered. In the end,
yes, it did. I explained to you why.
But
if you watch the game close enough, you'll see that literally nothing else on Starreal's team had enough health left to actually survive a hit.
But in the end, you couldn't change the fact that Sylveon is so cute actually played a bit better in the end game.
Well, you see, the crit forced Starreal's hand. You wouldn't have had to sack Blissey if if he didn't get crit.
Which was unfortunate, but that's just the nature of mons. Yeah, in the end.
So yes, it did matter, Mikoi. It did.
Alright.
I'm not sure where you get it not mattering.
Yeah, that was
It
just my
did.
thinking. That's just my thinking. Anyway, next up, SV Ubers. We got Boing versus Tac Attack. Ended up being a pretty strong game from both sides. I think I noted that down. Although there were a couple of sets that felt uninspired, though. First of all, the Grim Snarl having low kick?
Okay, can I ask, why is there an Orthworm here?
I don't
In
know.
Ubers, Shetel.
In Ubers without Shedtail.
I am assuming it had Shetel, it just never clicked it.
But why
Oh, is
though?
is it perfectly legal in Ubers then?
But why
It
though?
is, right?
But why though? It's the thing about it is it's not very that common. It's just. Eh.
But even with Shedtail, why Orthworm when Cyclizar is the better Shedtailer?
Oh well, I think it's just the nature of the team, honestly. Also, Cyclizar isn't here, unfortunately. Anyway, the rest of the game, Aintis Koraidon had once again that particular set, but this time it wasn't the Terra Ghost one. This time was the bulk up flame charge set, which actually proved to be very useful, especially counteracting against Tac Attack's Koraidon here.
Yeah, but it was Terra Ghost as well. It just was Terra Ghost without Terra Blast.
Yeah.
It was just regular Terra Ghost for the defensive purpose.
And Drain Punch.
Makes sense.
And Drain Punch as well, too. I mean, it was through Reflect, but still, it was very effective. It proved to be very effective. Fluttermane couldn't knock out the Tinglu at the end, giving Ains the clear win. Which was very unfortunate for Attack Attack, but hey, again, the roles can affect this particular instance, and Ains just got the better style there.
Yeah, I also just think Ains played better. I'm not really sure what the Orthworm was doing. It was just kind of body pressing after it set rocks.
Oh well, it was fine. Alright, so Ains picked up a very comfortable win there against Tac Attack. Next up, probably my favorite game of the series, we got Shiba versus Udon Girl. This
game was long, wasn't it?
This game was long, but I like long games, and this one was the best of that. This was a very, very good game that I urge you guys to watch because, my God, this game proved a hell of a lot. This game proved a hell of a lot closer. If you say Zeri versus Crying was close, this one was hell.
I didn't say Zeri versus Crying was close. I said it was closer than you might think. I never said it was close overall. I just think it was good.
I think this was closer. I think this was actually closer than Zeri versus Crying.
Well, yes, this was. It was closer.
Both players
doesn't make it better in my book.
Well, to me it does, and both of them really put their A game to the test here. It was just a very solid back and forth. Nothing really weighed in one to the other. Both played very solidly. It ended up just mattering in the end game when Udon Girl just didn't have recovery on her Iron Jugulus because it had boots.
I mean, Iron Jugulus doesn't have any recovery.
Which is
doesn't it have roost?
I don't think it gets roost. I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to check.
It does not get roost. It gets rest, but that's it.
Yeah.
Wait, I could have.
Udon Girl just not having recovery is the big factor here that allowed Shiba to win. It was just a matter of how preserving the Iron Jugulus to the end which Shiba ended up uh, seeing that it was Earth Power U-turn and Hurricane and such. Yeah, that basically was the killing blow for Udon Girl. But otherwise, very good game.
Ooh, I can't learn Roost. Huh.
Unfortunate, unfortunate. But yeah, I urge you to watch both Zeri versus Crying and Shiba versus Udon Girl. If there's anything to take away from both of these games, that I'm excited for the lower tiers this gen.
I will say this, I think Udon Girl had this game if the Palmot didn't get burned.
That too, yes, that too, that too.
The Palmot was tearing, looked like it was going to tear up the rest of the team. Although I will say, I guess it's sort of a fair trade because Sheba had a mom that got burned as well.
Oh yeah.
That was also a pretty big physical attacker.
Yeah. So yeah, I urge you both to watch both these two games in particular because my god, the level of play there is insane. I'm excited for what Shiba is going to do in UU. Thank God too, because Shiba needed it after BLT last year, and Udon Girl, of course, looks strong in defeat.
Oh yeah, you said you can't wait for what Shiba's gonna do. I can't wait for what Udon Girl's gonna do because they're facing my teammate this week.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Uh-oh.
I can't wait to see that either. It's gonna be pretty incredible. Next up, Boomers. Can you say Boomers? MJ versus Plus, people. This game, woo, this game had one thing going, and oh boy, what a series! What a sequence it was. It was.
Yes, that was an interesting sequence.
So,
did you see this game, Siffy?
No, I did not.
Oh,
you didn't? I thought this was a must see. It's a battle of the ages for tours. Come on.
Literally, too. Both are aging players.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Okay. Let me go through it. Okay.
So
I see a crit. I see I see a flinch, and I see a double flinch. Is that the sequence that you're talking about?
Oh, that's not a double flinch, actually. That's a triple flinch.
Oh!
It's the crit flinch.
Yeah, it was a crit flinch into flinch into flinch. Huh.
Yep.
That is very skillful. Skillful gaming.
Plus, it
Truly.
channeled his inner L cap.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, channeled his inner L cap and basically got the Mudstail out of there. However, MJ had a pretty strong play overall. Plus, there were a couple of instances here. First of all, the Weavile going for Ice Spinner against the Slowbro, even though he had chances to, even though he was more than welcome to just Night Slash the thing and make it die. Possibly predicting a switch to the Order Choreo, but who knows?
Yeah, it probably was. I don't imagine another reason why.
But yeah, overall, and then the end game saw Brute Bonnet live on 1 against the Order Choreo, giving MJ the win. But MJ had the game 1 at that point, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, pretty much. I find it funny how Plaz got the whole 3 flinches and got a crit flinch into 2 more flinches, and yet MJ still won.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. This was a good game. If you want your L cap to seep into your games, watch MJ versus Plus. This was a fun game to watch.
Well, it's a battle of boomers, like you said.
Yeah.
And who's just as much of a boomer as these two? L cap.
That's true. Next up, Team Charm versus Skimmy the God. This was a great game. This was a great game for the ages, people. You definitely don't want to miss this now. Team Charm brought with
Yeah, this is such a this is karma for Team Charm because after I lost my game against felines, he on a random server that we're both in, he tagged me, he pinged me and was like, "Nice BLT win, Sificon," and yeah, then this happened. So sucks to suck, I guess.
Oh
I'm
god.
surprised they let that happen. Did he not post his team?
I will.
Knowing Team Charm, I doubt it.
Oof.
Oh well, he probably posted it, but I think no one just caught on
Yeah, no
to
one
that
gave
there
a.
was
Yeah,
an
no one
illegal one.
really saw. But
If he was on my team, I wouldn't have let that happen.
me neither. And I teamed with Sifica. And I teamed with Team Charm in the past, so I definitely know how.
Me too.
Hmm. So yeah,
Me too, sadly.
Whisk. Sadly,
We all have.
Swiss cash illegal this week, preventing this game from really going anywhere. So Skimmy had the forfeit win. Unfortunately, would have seen a pretty
It's
good.
okay. Skimmy will get demolished this week.
Oof. We'll see about that. Next up, Doug.
I believe in my team.
Next up, we got Doxa versus Tenebraside. Now, this is another game I predicted right. Well, you guys predicted wrong. Ha. Tenebraside really proved himself in this one.
Yes, he did.
Revealing Doug. Well, Doug's revealing Ice Raichu, Terra Ice, was a curious play. Nothing really. It wasn't good, wasn't bad. It was just. I wonder what the style is. Maybe it was too That's pretty much that was pretty much what it boiled down to. Houndoom, once again proving itself to be the best PU Pokemon ever. Just being the MVP of this game, getting the sucker punch on the Raichu, and then the Terra Dark against Miss Drevis, which proved very effectively against Dugs' team. Also burning the Skun Tank as well, which, it's a good thing. Also the Wave Crash. Good Wave Crash there. In the end, Mischievous
Oh,
burning.
Mikoi.
Mischievous burning the two remaining physical attackers left on Doug's team to win. That was pretty much how it ended. Very good win by Tenebraside. A strong win as well. I really want to see Tenebraside more in especially in stuff like OU and such. I think he would do well, but that's just me. I'm just hyping him up. What do you guys think?
Is he still playing PU this week?
I'm not sure. We'll check. We can check in the BLT in week 2 when we get to it.
Okay.
Alright, next up. Loke Fan vs. Hacker. This game was interesting.
A curb stomp?
Oof. I wouldn't really call it that. Maybe you would, but I don't know. Um
I thought you would call it that.
Why was there a Cyndaquil?
Wait, what?
Why was there
Oh,
a
yeah.
Cyndaquil?
I guess
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's a Cyndaquil.
I guess Scar
And a Deerling.
I guess Scar
I mean, Deerling is used in Little Cup.
Deerling is
Yeah,
still.
but not much in this current meta, to my knowledge.
no, not at all, no. But yeah, the real standout here in this particular game is the Glimmet, the Terra Ghost Glimmet, to be honest. Basically being able to counteract Diglett, surviving an earthquake instead of one hit KOing it, and then
And being Terra Ghost so it can switch out from Arena Trap.
yeah, that too. Having Deerling set up hazards against itself, the toxic spikes before Strudel came in, that was also pretty unique. Um, Magnemite having Magnet Pull against Tank was a pretty good strat, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't say I expected well, actually, wait. Yeah, since when does run magnet pull in this?
Are there a lot of steel types in LC?
Literally no clue.
I don't think there's a ton of steel types apart from Pawniard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe it's from Pawniard.
It doesn't really trap a Pawniard anyways. Well.
Not all that well.
There isn't really a whole lot to trap for Magnemite. I guess it's really for Tinkatink specifically. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with LC.
Maybe that's why it runs.
I don't think it's for Tinkatink specifically, because I don't think Tinkatink is super common.
Cyndaquil pulling off 2 crits in the end game was funny, but that's really all that there is to this game. Nothing spectacular happens. Hacker just kind of cleaned through Loki Fan pretty effectively. Really showing himself why he is the true LC GOAT. Hacker is. Very well played. Next up, Aragon versus Zern. This game.
I heard this game was won with hacks.
Yup. Yup. Okay, you saw this game. You know what happened. First turn.
I don't remember a thing.
First turn. Zern caught Garchomp really early on with the Ice Punch. Already.
Oh, yeah. Right, that's a bit... Ice Punch on the Iron Hands, that's uncommon.
Yep, that very uncommon actually. Like, holy crap, Iron Hands really proved itself here. All right, this was I think the point that mattered. The crit on the Sylveon. Right around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah, this Make It Rain right here, hitting the Sylveon and critting it to its death. Really crippling Zern. And then...
We sure that mattered? Though? I don't know what the Golden Go item was.
I'm pretty sure.
Not really... According to their dialogue exchange, it seems it did matter. So I guess I'll go with the narrative that it did. I don't know if it did though.
In the end though, the screens really helped Aragon very immensely as Armor Rouge's expanding force really couldn't break Fairy Terra's Iron Hands because it was just that bulky around the light screen. And so yeah, in the end, in the end, Aragon just basically picked up a safe win.
Alright.
And finally, the final game of the series was JoJo Numbers versus TDR. Siffy, you talk about this game.
Well, it was another fairy versus flying matchup, and just like the other one we've had, the Corviknight died very early on. Last time it was Iron Chagolis, which was like the key mon in the matchup, and this time it was the Corviknight being the only fairy resist, and it died like at turn 7 or turn 8. And then once again the Fluttermane just came in and clicked Moonblast and basically killed something every time he came in.
Yeah,
what I found interesting was that there was a lagging tail Klefki, which is kind of uncommon. Mostly it's pretty much always screens Klefki. Which was really surprising for me to see. And it put in some work. It tricked the lagging tail onto the Gyarados, which was nice.
Yeah, that was a nice little bit of tech there.
Yeah, after the Corviknight died, there wasn't really a whole lot for TDR to do. The TDR could do, and JoJo just really abused it and went Fluttermane and just spent Moonblast and won the match pretty easily.
And you said Fairy versus Flying was the neutral matchup, but the way I see it, Fairy seems to often hold the advantage in this matchup.
this game wasn't pretty. It was pretty unspectacular. TDR just didn't really play all that well, to be honest. JoJo played a bit too straightforward, but yeah, that was just the nature of the matchup. Fluttermane just kind of killed everything. It was just very, very, very effective. And in the end, JoJo picked up
You say you s-
a
you
victory.
say TDR didn't play well, but like at the same time, he wasn't really in a position where he could play too freely.
True, true. It was a pretty
Yeah,
boring matchup in concept.
he was always under a lot of pressure, especially like the Tinkaton put in a ton of work.
True.
I
He
think a
had to
ton of
sacrifice
work.
them on. Oh my god.
You said ton. I had to.
Yeah, it put in a lot of work. And yeah, I think second Corviknight maybe was the wrong call there, but I don't know. Still, maybe if he switched out 2 months instead of one would have died, and which would have put him at an even worse position. But yeah, I think the favor was in JoJo's. The matchup was in JoJo's favors, and he just played it pretty cleanly.
True, true.
Yeah.
So that was week one. 40 games covered, and now let's move on. Now, before we move on to week two, I would just like to introduce y'all to a little thing that we'll be doing over the course of the BLT10, which is the Predictions Championship. If you don't know what that is, it's basically us, me, PokeArt, and the special guest battling it out in predictions to see who would hold this championship belt called the Predictions Championship. Who will be the undisputed Predictions Champion? In week one, ended up going to PokeArt. Are you impressed?
As I think I usually do, I do pretty well on these predictions, slightly better than you usually.
she,
Wow.
she got lucky. She got lucky. I call for a rematch.
Yeah, for all you know, I could have just lied to you about some of the things I predicted because I didn't actually say some of them in the video because I was like kind of not paying attention. And I ended up just telling you later after most of these games were already played, so who knows, maybe I lied.
Well, you are such a heel champion. Now, let's see if the babyface Mikoi can actually pull off an underdog win. Yes, I'm treating
Wait,
this like wrestling because I am a wrestling fan. Deal with it. All right, so yeah.
did you
So
need to tell everyone you have a baby face?
hey, it's a wrestling term. It's a wrestling term, okay? Uh,
Oh, okay.
So Pokeyard won with 22 predictions. The special guest won, Team Charm in this case, with half the predictions right with 20. And I only got 19 right. I really need to do better this week. So who knows? Who will be the
I mean,
undisputed
you got
predictions
close.
heavyweight champion? We'll see when week two rolls around. So Pokeyard, you gotta bring your A game when it comes to these predictions now. This is more than enough to defend your title, okay?
Yeah, I care so much about it.
I'll have you make a championship belt. All right, first off, in the predictions war, actually, a couple, maybe 5 matches have already been played. I think. One, two,
Yeah,
three.
several matches have been played. Oh yeah, there's gonna be another match soon, I think.
Soonish at the time of this recording, at least.
Yeah, we'll probably predict it before it happens, though, so we're good.
We're good. So, first off, we got the Flame Slinger Skeledirges. I finally said it right. Versus the Sunny Shore Snorlaxes. First match, Michael Derbest versus Star. This already happened and Star won. Can't wait to see how that game turned out.
Hey, we could have pretended it didn't happen and just say who we thought would win.
No,
Oh,
this is
I
all
think Star is going to win. I don't know. That's just my guts. My guts feeling is telling me that Star is going to win.
You know
You
what?
know, I think Star is gonna win too.
I
Oh,
will
what a
be,
coincidence!
yeah, I will be the betting man and say that Star wins.
Wait, that's the betting man?
That's my betting man.
Anyways.
Next up, we got my Java versus
4-1 for 3 of us. Hooray.
Yay. My Java versus JJ09 Lee. All right. How do we think about this one, folks?
This. Oh,
Did they both win week 1?
They did.
Yep.
I know Jolie did. Did my Java also win?
Yeah, he beat Mashing.
Oh, okay.
My Java beat Mashing with the Garganical. JJ09 Lee beat Reginald with Stall.
And I guess that means he also beat him with a Garganical then?
And a Garganical.
Garganical beats anything.
Yes.
Garganical against the world.
All right. Speaking of rock, all right, who's gonna rock this one?
I think it's pretty much a 50-50. I don't know. I would say my Java wins.
Okay.
But it could really go either way.
I'm in favor of my Java too, but like this could definitely be won by JJ. Although I believe my Java will prep well enough and win.
I think this is now my serious betting man instincts. I'm gonna go with JJ on this one. I think JJ ultimately, I think comparing these two is like apples and apples. But I think JJ comparatively has been doing better in Gen 9. I think he's he's going on a roll after winning against Raji, and I think my Java will really have to prep hard against JJ if he wants to win.
Did you mean to say apples and apples?
Yes.
Because I thought the expression was apples to oranges.
It's apples and apples. Anyway, whatever.
So I guess they're like very much the same here.
Yeah, kind of. Well, they are playing OU. They're pretty much. They're pretty much to have their strongest suits in OU, but I think JJ ultimately will take this one. Maybe my Java could pull off something cool in order to win. Who knows?
Okay.
Next up is a curb stomp. Someone were to predict Genius from Hoenn winning against Fogbound Lake, I would have slapped him across the face.
Hey, that's a little rude.
Sorry. No offense to Hoenn.
Just do what you usually do, Mikoi, and flip a table or eat a shoe.
No, I'm going violent on this one, boys. Alright.
You woke up and chose violence today, huh?
I mean, that's what Gawain says every day. Fogbound Lake versus Genius from Hoenn. I mean, is it really a toss up here?
I don't know. I don't really know how good Genius from Hoenn is, but I know that Fogbound is a solid player, so yeah.
Genius from Hoenn is like C tier player at best. Is what I'd say.
That's
yeah, these. Really? Oh, I said at best. So like he's like kind of mediocre, basically.
Yeah, no offense, Genius from Hoenn. Don't take this personal. We're just having fun here.
But
Mikoi.
Okay, you know what? I'm predicting Genius from Hoenn to win. I have faith in him. I don't know. I just clicked on his profile, and I'm seeing that in the current Uber's ladder tournament, he's in the semifinals. Wow. So yeah, I have faith. I have faith in him.
All right. Is it enough?
I still don't have faith because I've never seen this guy really pop off in any game
either.
I've seen
but yeah,
from him.
He's going to win. I'm calling it now.
Betting man.
Okay. Betting man. You do you. See, Mikoi, this is the real betting man.
Yeah, this is betting man instincts. I like it. All right. I'm predicting Fogbound Lake. I think this will be.
Me too.
I think this will be a safe win. Next up, SVUU. We got Just Drew versus Slip. Pretty sleeper highlight match, if I'm being honest.
That is true. Or is it Drew?
Is it Drew? All right, who's gonna win?
Or is it a slipper highlight match?
Oh.
Alright, who's gonna win, people?
I think this is favored for Drew. I would
He
say.
had a pretty good win last time, despite getting unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think of how Slip played last week?
He did fine. I think he did fine.
Alright, then who do you think wins here?
I think Drew.
I'm a little torn.
I'm gonna say Drew as well. I think Drew. I think Slip has really cool ideas for building, but I think in terms of playing, I think Drew is better.
I'm not totally sure. Like, I want to say Drew for, like, my mind says Drew. My gut says maybe Slip.
Well, who do you trust more? Okay, this is for your time.
Look, I'm just going Drew. I'm just Drew.
Okay, you're just.
I'm just going Drew.
I'm just Drew. The other, I'm just Drew. All right.
No. No.
Anyway,
No.
SVRU, Tier versus Zeri. This already happened, and Zeri won.
See, no, we're pretending it didn't happen. What do you guys think?
I think Zeri is going to win. I don't know.
I think Zeri's gonna win too. What do you think, Mikoi?
This is 50-50. It's a really hard choice. I guess I'm going Zeri, but
No,
I'm
it's not.
Sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure, man. I think Zeri will win, though.
Oh my god, he brought Iron Defense. He brought Demon Bronzong. I predict Zeri is going to bring Demon Bronzong and win.
All right.
You know,
Yeah,
that seems like a Zeri thing to do.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have a feeling that this is going to happen.
Oh, man. Can't wait to see that.
I think I trust your feeling.
All right. Next up, we got Toggy versus Zoroark.
Both coming off a loss.
I'm actually quite excited for this matchup. I think both players are very, very good. It's unfortunate that they lost their matchups, but it's a very hard choice.
I'm not. I feel like Zoroark could take it, but I think I'm leaning Toki.
Mm-hmm. Siffy?
Yeah, I'm also leaning towards Toki as well. I think Toki is just very. It's just a tad more familiar, and I'm more familiar with Toki as a player, and I know he's pretty decent. He's pretty good. Whereas Zoroark,
He
I have
also
not
builds
heard
and is literally a hardcore main of this tier.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
But is Zoroark not a main? Does he not main NU?
I mean,
I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe he mains at this gen?
Maybe he's more of an all-arounder, but maybe
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I want to root for Zoroark, I think Toki is the safer choice. And yeah, he just mains the tier. The mainers always win, so Toki I think will win here. Next up, SVPU, Tline versus Yes or No, my dude. This shouldn't be close.
Yeah. Do the Snorlaxes not have a better PU option? Yes or no?
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
I don't know. We'll check the team chat, the team roster. I mean, so yeah, Tline.
Yeah, Tline.
Yeah, I'm also going to Planet.
Time for him to redeem himself from last week.
SVLC, Greedy EB versus Elfuzon. Oh man.
Who is Greedy EB?
So you see, he got top 6 in like the LC. What was it? Winter seasonal?
Yes, he lost to Hacker. He only lost to Hacker.
That is very solid.
Yeah, he also beat Ace Hunter last week, if you recall.
Yeah.
So yeah, Greedy EV. I think Greedy EV has been popping off in SPLC, and I think he's a really good player at this point.
Yeah,
Very
he is.
yeah, a very solid LC main. The Skeletor just really made a great bet with him. Elfusion, this I think after what we saw
Falling
from
off.
yeah, after what we saw from last time, I don't think Elfusion's gonna majorly match up well against Greedy. Maybe he can if he plays his best, but I think Greedy will just roll with it and win.
Yeah, I think so as well. I would predict Greedy EB to win.
Yeah, same.
SVDOU. Chris Numbers versus SMB. Both coming off a loss.
You see, I think SMB will be getting his win this week.
You think so too, Siffy?
Wait, did they already play? No, they didn't, right?
No, no.
Didn't.
Okay. I don't know. SMB is also. He's been. Is he playing a lot of Gen 9 doubles? I have not really seen him around during
I think
Gen
he's
9.
actually quite improving in his SV doubles. I think he's gotten quite good.
Yeah, I think he's playing a decent amount of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's a 50-50 for me. I'll go with Chris, I guess.
Ooh.
Whoa. That's bold, actually.
That's a bold.
My knowledge, Chris is a 2v2 player.
But he's
No,
actually...
2v2.
Although,
2v2 and doubles, it's the same.
it is similar. It does coincide.
Yeah.
And I guess I think he has the DPL avatar? Or no, what is that avatar from? No, it's from Team Balo, isn't it? Never mind.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah, my bad. I associate it with doubles because, like, I see a lot of doubles players with it.
Oh, the Tinkaton one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people have this one. It's crazy.
It is very crazy. I think it is from Team Malo. Yeah, I think Chris Numbers does have a chance against SMB. It really does. But I think SMB.
I just don't think it's high.
Yeah, I think SMB is way too goated for Chris Numbers. I think I'm going SMB as well. I'm being safe.
Boring.
I'm also being safe. I think it's fair to call Siffy the betting man.
Yes.
Okay, sure. I'm fine with that.
SV Monotype, Zeri versus Felines. This should be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, as much as I want Zero to win, I think Feline has the edge here. But I want Zero to win. But I'm predicting against him, sadly. I'll have to. But I would say I would be happy if he wins it, but I'm predicting Felines to win.
Alright, Pokeart.
So my brain is definitely saying felines, but but I don't see it being impossible for Zero to lose.
Zero's just
win.
He loves using Haunter poison teams. And it's just though. I mean, Haunter is viable, but he used to spam the team. And he has bad ideas all the time. But yeah.
This is Monotype, so it's very 50-50. This is the definition of 50-50, but Felines is a great player. Seru, if he really wants to win against Felines, he better come up with some amazing crap. I'm gonna predict Felines, but come on, Seru. Let's root for Seru to win.
I would say it's like a 60-40% in Feline's favor. Maybe 65-35 if you wanna be harsh.
I think that's fair.
Or 60-40.
That's fair.
Are you predicting Felines as well, Pokeart?
Yes. Stated earlier.
Primal Power Pangoros versus the Phantom Trope. This should be interesting. SVOU. We got 3D versus Lax. First time we're seeing 3D in action.
Yes, exciting. But I still predict Lax.
Whew. Thrown into the lion's den here. Siffy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm also going with Lex. I think Lex is just a really good overall player
All right.
and
Yeah,
everything.
he's probably better. Probably better than 3D. I don't actually know.
I ranked Lax S tier for a reason. Let's go with Lax here. Lax really can prove himself to be a great player. All right.
But I think I think 3D has a chance.
Mm. He does. He
He's
does.
a
Yes,
good
then.
player too.
Yeah, he does. If he could build well. Her versus Mashing in the other OU slot. Who is going to win?
I don't really know how her plays.
About.
Do any of you guys?
Not at all.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of deep dive for her. He's good. He is good in OU. But Mashing, I think, coming off from a particularly nasty loss, I think he will bounce back here, and I think I want to go with Mashing on this one.
I feel like the popular opinion here would be her.
Yeah, I'm the betting man here.
Yeah, I'm also going. I'm going with her
Ooh.
for this
I'll
one.
go with her too.
All right, I'm going Mashing because I think I think he has a chance of bouncing back against her.
Or he'll get Garganicled again.
Ooh. Someone bring Organical to this game, I swear. SV
That's not asking a lot.
Please. SV Ubers. We got Richard Millie Plain versus Inder, the hype Ubers matchup.
Yeah, that is a pretty hype matchup.
Whoa, who do you guys think?
I don't really know, because these are two players that I'm not the most familiar with overall.
Also, both players have lost their week one, and I think, yeah, both of them had to play versus strong players against Lesson and Fogpound Lake, respectively. But I still think winning week one is just kind of very important to gain, like, to build momentum and then go into week two with like a way better feeling and more confidence.
Yep.
I don't know. I think this is going. I don't know. It's another almost 50-50 for me, I would say. I would give the edge to Richard Millie.
All right. Okay.
What about you, Mikoi?
Oh, you're passing off to me. Yeah, I would also say Richard Millie Plain. He did have that pretty strong start against Layson before Layson ultimately picked up the win with that Koraidon set. Inder played decently against Fogbound Lake, nothing too special. I think Richard Millie Plain has the edge.
My gut is like screaming Richard Millie Plain. So I guess I'll go Richard Millie Plain. Besides, if we're all betting it, then it's either we're all right or we're all wrong.
So the predictions
can't lose with that.
Yeah, the predictions championship is still like screwed over here. Next up, SVUU. We got Medaya versus Unzips Kroger. Both players who really didn't impress in week one.
Well, you see, Medaya kind of got hacked a lot.
True.
Well, Unzips Kroger did the haxing and didn't take advantage.
The thing is, they're both solid players, and I have played against both of them for different tournaments. I think, although I've played more against Medaya because she plays a lot of CU and also old gens, and I don't know. It's like, isn't Unzip a OU main?
Yeah.
An OU main.
Yeah.
And Medaya is like a ZU main, so that's a interesting matchup. I don't know. I would probably give the edge to Unzip here because it's probably easier to like transition from playing OU to UU compared to from playing ZU or specifically old gens CU to UU.
I
So-
thought Medaya played a lot of old gens PU, to my knowledge.
She's also playing. I mean, I know for a fact that she's playing a lot of old gens ZU. I don't know about PU as well. Maybe.
Oh, believe me, I looked into Smogan history to do a scout.
Ah. Oh, wow.
And there was a lot of old gens PU.
Oh, okay.
All right. So who do you think?
Also, Medaya, easily.
Ooh, all right.
Also, like, yeah, they are an old gens player, but for Gen 9, they're primary. It seems they're playing, you know, lower tiers. While Unzipped Kruger mainly does OU and UU.
I still think Medaya wins based on that.
Medaya seems better.
All right.
I think they just need to, not get hacked, and they're fine.
It's really hard to do. Okay, really hard to get not hacks.
No, I think it's a bit easier in UU because there's no Serene Grace on that makes you flinch 5 times.
Pulls up sauce bucket in UU. Anyway, I think
No, imagine Unzipped Kroger brings a sauce bucket just for that.
Oh my god, yes. Sauce bucket.
Sauce
That's
bucket
amazing.
confirmed. I'm gonna agree with Siffy here. I think Unzips Kroger. I think the transition from OU to UU is a little bit more probable than transitioning from ZU to PU to UU. Medaya
Medaya plays a bit of everything lower tiers. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about.
But I think Kroger. I think personally Kroger is a better player than Medaya. So, yeah.
I don't.
We'll see.
I certainly don't.
We'll see. Next up, from two players to really good players now, Just Franco versus Dunox.
This could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going with Just Franco.
Ooh, alright, Siffy.
I'm going with Dunox. Dunox is a really solid player in my eyes. And I am not very familiar with Just Franco. So yeah.
Just Franco played pretty good last week. Took full advantage, played rather aggressively, and gave Atrax Madara no openings. And I find that much better compared to how Dunox played his game last week. So I think that Just Franco is better in this tier than Dunox is.
I would also agree with that. I think Just Franco has a lot of momentum going for him after winning week 1 in such a strong way compared to Dunox, who had a hard he had a pretty hard time in his particular game, which we will not elaborate any further. But yeah, I think Just Franco could definitely main RU well, and I think he's a bit better here against Dunox. It's really only a matter of time. Maybe Dunox could build something really wacky to counteract Just Franco, but I think Just Franco would steal the show here. Next up, NSVNU and Helio versus Axertex. This one, sleeper highlight.
Yeah.
Who are you guys going with?
I think both are very solid players. I will give a slight edge to Axertex though, because I've been really impressed with their week 1 performance. So yeah.
Okay, Art?
It's a bit difficult. I think I'm slightly leaning within Helio, though.
I
wouldn't be surprised if Axertex wins.
I would.
But I'm slightly leaning at Helio.
I would actually agree with you, Pokemon. I think in Helio, I think Axertex is the better player of the two. However, I think in Helio, does have a more clear indication to what the NU tier is like, more than Acrotex, who it plays better but plays a little bit more standard. And Helio, meanwhile, can really like counteract uh, certain builds in order to play well. Just look at his week one matchup against MCB, for example. So yeah, I
Man
personally
brought a calm mind hat trim with 3 attacks.
yeah with fairy Terra and Draining Kiss. So yeah,
Yes.
I think Anhelio would win, but I won't be surprised if Acrotex wins because he is a better player.
That is not the reasoning I would have used, but I am still predicting in Helio.
SVPU Wesh Pep versus Danny. Who's going to win, people?
Oh yeah, I wonder.
I think Wesh is going to win.
Why Wesh?
See, coming off of Danny's win against Tline last week, I'm predicting Danny.
Oh, that's interesting. Also, I'm kind of confused. What is Wesh doing in a non LC tier though?
Oh, you didn't hear? He put in a sign up that he is not going to play LC.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
And other than LC, he plays lower tiers, I guess.
okay. So I guess that's how he ended up in there.
It's really good too. He can play lower tier as well as LC. After the Gong Show from last year, I don't think Wesh will want to come back to LC anytime soon. And SV and Gen 9 LC is pretty, it's pretty hard to learn. Yeah, I think
No, it's not that. It might be the same reason that Charm stated in the video that SVLC is just the worst tier of all time, according to him.
Not all time. Don't slander that too much.
Not all time, but it's pretty bad.
Oof.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Okay, Gen 9 LC would be so good if it wasn't for Terra.
Oh man, imagine that existing. Speaking of LC, Drifting versus Ace Hunter.
Ooh, that's a highlight.
That's curious. Highlight. All right. I wouldn't call it a highlight personally, but I'm very curious about this matchup. Who are you guys going with?
Ace Hunter, I guess.
I'm going with Drifting. I don't know.
I'm also going Drifting. I think I think his performance against Skelly was better than Ace Hunter's performance last week.
I feel like Skelly and Drifting played like the same in terms of skill.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Ace Hunter may be able to outdo that.
Okay. I think Drifting.
I'm not saying this is gonna be a curb stop, though. No, Drifting could win.
No. This ain't a curb stomp at all.
This is a pretty even matchup in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think Ace Hunter has kind of been not doing all too good in recent tournaments that I've seen like this the previous week.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm giving
really?
I've seen like 2 or 3 team tournament games and they have lost all 3 of them.
Oh.
So that's why I would give the edge to Drifting right now.
Okay, maybe I'll do the same.
We're all going Drifting. We're all drifting to Drifting. Alright.
Yep, I just drifted.
SVDOU, we got Raph versus Akuru Kokyo.
Akuru Kokyo.
I don't think this will be hard. Yeah, I'm also going Akuru Kokyo.
Okay, then I guess I'll go also with our however you pronounce the name, Akuru Kokyo.
Akuru Kokuyo.
Akuru Kokuyo.
Yeah, I think Akuru is a much better player. Raph didn't really impress me last week, so hopefully he'll bounce back, but I think Akuru is just much better. Monotype. Spitfire Arcanine versus Mihope.
Spitfire Arcanine.
Why is Spitfire not in UU? Is what I would like to know.
I think
That's a good question.
I think
He
Maybe,
got to UU Masters finals.
Yeah, I
And
pointed it out too in the tier list.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm fully aware.
So
which is kind of like
it's crazy.
I'm a bit confused by the lineup, but yeah, I will give the edge to Mihawk because Mihawk is a very solid monotype player.
What?
Ooh,
Did you not know that Spitfire is also pretty solid in mono, though?
very great.
Yeah, but so is Mihawk.
Yeah, but Mihawk didn't play well last week.
Yeah, but still, I know I played against Mihawk quite a bunch of times in monotype seasonals, and he's a very solid monotype player.
Yeah, he's very solid. I won't deny that. But I think Spitfire has just from kind of like what last week's offering. Spitfire just plays a lot of tiers and a lot of tiers very well. He's a wild card. He's an enigma. So I think Spitfire will take this win as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next up, Dressrosa Dragovicious versus the Anastar Articunos. It's Siffy's team versus One Piece reference. All right.
Okay, I'll just predict my team to go 10-0.
Oh,
There you go.
let's go. All right, Poker. We're
Yep.
basically all on here.
You can put in my predictions already.
Yeah,
My team goes 10-0.
I will.
And I'm not
Yeah.
playing, so the chances are good.
It's 10. It's
Oh,
10
you're
chances.
right. You're not playing.
Yeah, you
Just
are.
realized that.
You are not playing. Interesting. SVOU Clean versus Shiloh.
Shiloh.
Yeah. Despite I want Clean to do well, but yeah, this Shiloh performed well against Star Master last time. Let's go for Shiloh. SVOU, we got Stareel versus Avarice. This is a very curious matchup.
Yeah, I'm curious why Avarice in OU all of a sudden, and why Javi in UU?
Very interesting.
Bit of a weird lineup
It's a
change.
curious lineup, I'll say. I'ma say Stareel.
Me too.
Sorry, Avarice. SV Ubers, Ainscrad versus Aberforth. Oh boy, Ains.
This is a personal highlight.
This one I'm excited for.
Friend versus Lapras.
I want to see this game live. I really want to catch this one.
Yeah, we're just gonna go and ask Ainscrad, hey, when you playing?
Okay, let me check the team Discord if they. Oh, wait, did I schedule already?
Please.
Did they?
Okay, Eberforth posted. Okay, they play on Sunday, 2 p.m. GMT plus 2.
That's
So-
Oh,
shoot.
god damn
That's
it!
what plus
That's like
6.
that's like 8 a.m. for me.
I mean, it's 2 p.m. for me, so that's great.
It's like what?
I don't like waking up at 8 a.m., but I think it's actually doable. Wait, no, it's not. It's on a Sunday. It's not doable.
Oh my, yeah, no, that's not doable at all.
Guys,
It's literally impossible.
yeah, I know. Me too.
Physically and psychologically impossible.
Me too. My sleep schedule's been out of whack since I started working. All right, Eberforth.
Of course. Always
yeah,
predict
but
with
like,
the Articunos.
Yeah, I'm going Aberforth too, but like, I feel Ainscrad could pull an upset. He could.
He could, yes, he could. That's the chances he could. SVUU, we got Shiba versus Yavitu or Yavi.
Shiva.
I think Yavitu slotting Yavitu here is a curious choice. I'm going Shiba all the way.
Nah.
Me too. Shiba.
Nope.
I hope Yavitu builds some really whack teams against Shiba, Siffy. Well, let's see what.
I don't know. Maybe he will.
We'll see. SVRU crying versus MJ. Whew.
Crying.
It is a personal highlight for me. Both players are very familiar to us tours boomers. Yeah, Crying is a better player. Let's go with Crying.
I will say though, I'm rooting for MJ all the way.
Lapras, Lapras stay together, flock together. SVNU Team Charm versus Hachimaki. Now, Siffy, now this is where you come in and say, yeah, this is probably deserved.
Yeah, this is not even a competition. Team Charm is going to lose.
Oh boy, I
I
can't
mean,
wait.
Hatch is probably going to win just bringing one mon because Team Charm is going to bring in an illegal mon again.
Sub yourself
Wait,
in. Siffy,
was
sub
anything
yourself
else
in some
banned this week?
No, but Team Charm will still manage to bring a banned mon, I'm sure.
Siffy, sub yourself in for Hachimaki, and then we'll talk.
Oh my, that would be amazing. I have literally never played Gen 9 NU, but
Oh
I
my,
would still win. I mean, come on, it's Team Charm.
yeah, I think Team Charm will also win here. Unfortunately,
Did Team Charm secretly lose to Lady Monita as well?
That was the plot twist.
Oh my god, I'll just bring up the replay from Team Charm against Sensei XU from TLT
Oh
again.
my god. That is the greatest game in tournament history. That is in the
Yep.
tournament's Hall of Fame.
Yep, it's in the quotes. It's in the
It
room
is the
quotes.
game of all time.
Yep.
This is the greatest game of all time. The GOAT. Yeah, Team Charm. Poker, who do you pick?
Who do you pick, Mikoi? I'm unsure as hell.
I said Team Charm.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like this is pretty 50-50 based on how Hachimaki played last week. But I'll say Team Charm.
Please
I hope.
on again.
Actually, no, maybe not. Maybe not Team Charm. To my knowledge, he hasn't played a ton of SV. Maybe I'll go Hachimaki on this, actually.
Alright, betting woman.
I'm super unsure, though. This is a total 50-50 for me.
Alright, SVPU. A sleeper high... this is probably one of my favorite games this week. Tugsa versus Loscona Shoto.
Oh.
This is gonna be a classic waiting to happen. This is gonna be the best game without a doubt.
I don't know about that, but like this looks like it's gonna be good.
I'm excited. I want to see this one live. Oh man, this is so hard. Doug's is good, and Loscona Shoto is also good. I want to say Dougsa, but I want to root for Loscono.
I think I'm gonna say Losco.
Alright, all the way Losco. LCVLC.
Because, like, I think Losco is better at this tier, more adjusted to SV, than Dougsa is, based on their playing last week.
Alright. I don't blame you. Loscono's great. Dougsa is also great. SVLC. Loki fan versus Gorex.
Gorex.
Easily Gorex. SVDOU. Zern versus Faye. This one's gonna be close.
I think Faye, though.
I also think Faye. Zern can definitely pull off a win if he's well prepped enough, but Faye did beat SMB last week, so Faye. And SV Monotype, we got JoJo Numbers versus Royal Reloaded.
I'll go JoJo Numbers.
I know that Royal Reloaded has gotten better. He actually has improved a lot in SV as of recently. I'm still gonna go JoJo Numbers though, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Royal Reloaded wins.
I think Royal Reloaded will probably put up a decent fight, but I still think JoJo Numbers is the better player here and will win.
Alright, fair enough. Now we got the Resort City Rufflets against the Ice Path Iron Bundles. Ooh.
Who are still logoless.
Until
Oh,
very soon,
rip.
hopefully.
keep not getting proper time to do it because I guess I got. Yeah, but like I get my best work done at night, like by staying up all night. And I actually haven't been doing that lately. I've been actually sleeping. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can't. That's
nope.
uncommon for Toronto.
What is sleeping? Yeah, I mean, I'm the best example because it's literally 3:30 a.m. for me now.
I'm sorry, Siffy.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Also, Poker, we really need to get rid of this logo. This temporary logo. I hate this so much.
Yep.
You see, that's not even a logo. It's just the Iron Bundle April Fool's sprite.
I hate it.
Oh my god.
I hate it. Let's rip this off from the face of the planet and let's get your logo in. All right. SVOU for the Rufflets versus Bundys. Sylveon versus Calm Mind versus Chaitanya. Sippy,
Gulp.
who do you think?
I would say Sylveon is just a really strong Oyo player at the moment.
Ooh.
Shade is really good as well, but I would give the edge to Sylveon.
Interesting. I'm gonna go with my tried and true instincts and go with Shade. I think Sylveon did very well. As well, not very much evident to a lot of people in the last week, but I still think he did pretty solidly. Shade is a tried and true monotype main.
Look, it's not that Sylveon played badly last week. I don't know if you noticed, Mikoi, since you said, why didn't they use their rain offense? Well, because it had a bad matchup. Did you not look at Steril's... Did you not look at Steril's team and see an Alomomola, a Dondozo, and an Amoonguss or something? Do you think Rain's good into that quite?
I mean, it's okay.
No, it's not. It was just not a good matchup for Rain.
It's fine. It's just fine. I still think Chait wins, though. Happy?
Yeah, that makes me happy.
SVOU. We got Poe Down User, aka Pokemon Korea, versus Kebab Melee Melee.
Kick his ass, Kebab.
Oh, that's Korea. Okay.
Yeah, that is Korea.
Yeah, that's Korea. They actually slotted him in pretty early.
Oh, interesting. I do think Kebab is favored though in this matchup.
Kick his ass, Kebab!
Yeah, I think Kebab is also the better player here. Maybe Korea will pull off something really wacky just to spite us, but yeah.
Look, I just want Tor's Regs to stop overhyping Korea. He's good, but he's not the next big thing. Please.
He's, would you say, mid?
No.
He's alright.
I just said he's good, but he's not the next big thing.
He's the...
I don't think he can beat someone like an established pro at trophies who went 6-4 in SPL.
Yes, I think Kebab will win. SV Ubers, Tack Attack versus Layson.
Oh yeah, it's also sorry to interrupt you, but I think it's also noteworthy to say that I think Korea himself said that OU is one of his weaker tiers.
Ooh, Raj.
No.
No, it's not even Raj's fault. Korea wants to be slotted in OU for some reason.
Wait, what?
Okay.
How does this make sense?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Alright then.
Really doesn't.
Alright. Moving on. SV Ubers, Talk Attack versus Layson. Siffy, what do you think?
I think Layson is going to be favored here.
Alright.
Taka had some solid showing in week 1. But Layson is pretty good. Pretty damn good. So yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I also think Layson will win. I think Layson has a stronger
I
physical
agree.
attack. Layson definitely proved his big money, big worth against Richard last week. So yeah, this should be a hefty Layson win.
Yes,
SVR
I agree.
SVRU. We got Udon Girl versus Trico my man.
Did you just say are you?
Yu Yu. Udon Girl versus TMM. Who's gonna win? Siffy. Who do you think?
Sniffy's gonna
Mm,
win?
yeah, I am going to win without even
Yeah,
playing.
let's
Let's go.
go.
I
Alright,
think Yudon Girl is going to win this. I
alright.
think she's favored against
Yeah,
I
TMM.
can't even blame
I th-
you.
I
I.
think she's
Hmm,
pretty darn good at Yu at the moment.
hmm. King.
According to what I hear, she loves, or they love SVUU.
She loves, in big quotes, loves. Yeah, I think Udon
Like,
Girl.
it's
I think Udon.
much better than
Yeah, there's also
SS, according to her.
there's like
Or,
the
no.
UU FPL going on,
Yes.
and they're also playing there, and they are 5-1 in the tier.
Whoa,
Eh,
are
play,
they?
Whoa!
playing Gen 9 UU at the moment. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I also
Yeah,
think.
but mostly playing SS UU, I
Oh no,
think.
they.
no,
No, wait, I'm thinking of a different tour.
all 6 games are Gen 9 UU.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for UUFPL, that's true. I was thinking of UUPL.
All
Yep.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I also think Udon Girl wins here. They got a pretty strong dominant grasp of the tier, and even though they lost against Shiba, they look very strong in defeat. So Udon Girl should take this one.
Yeah, it was very close.
SVRU Plus versus the Franklin. The Franklin has shown up to kill, and
Yes, he is
The
here. He is
Tour's
back from
Legend
his
Franklin.
vacation in Nepal.
that's a very good vacation. Yeah. What were you saying, Tiffy?
Yeah, the Tours. Yeah, they're also kind of like two Tours boomers, Franklin and Plas. Always been around for ages now,
They've been
and
around.
it's RU, and it's kind of really hard to predict against the Franklin in RU,
Oh
in my
boy.
Yeah,
opinion.
it's almost impossible to do so, not gonna lie.
Oh. Plus, I feel so bad. Ars9 is going to kill, and unfortunately, you're the first victim.
His
And
run has begun.
oh no, he's on the mass killing spree now. SVNU, Skimmy the God versus Saba. Oh boy, very curious on this one.
Yeah, I guess they just kept Skimmy in because they don't have a better option.
Hmm.
And he, quote unquote, won last round. So,
Hmm.
like, he won.
He
It
won.
wasn't for reasons in which that related to how he played,
He
but
won.
he won.
But what do you think, Siffy?
I don't know. Saba is a weird player to me. He seems to be such a meme player, but he also wins a lot.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but he mostly wins like I wouldn't say meme tours, but yeah, like it's more like off meta stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how familiar he is with Gen 9 NU,
Well, to give
but
you an idea, he grinded to get into the top 8, so he had to play a lot of these tiers. A lot.
And he looked very good at
yeah,
it.
true. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's only tournament room tours, so
Hmm.
Yeah, but
those
still,
will not give you like the best experience
room
playing a
tours
tier.
or not, it does give you a feel of the meta. It does.
That is true.
And it gives you a sense of how the player actually plays. And I think Saba, despite being a meme player, I think is a very underrated player. Definitely one to really don't sleep on if if he gives the proper prep, he can definitely play well and to the very best of his abilities. And yeah, I think
And
Saba's
let me
gonna.
tell you, we definitely have proper prep.
I think Saba will win.
At least a source of it.
I think Saba will win
Mm,
100%.
I am going to predict. I think Skimmy is going to win.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry,
but
Pokeyard.
but Skimmy's like mid.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't know. I think they're both pretty much. I think they're both more or less on the same level. Skimmy's decent. I wouldn't say I would say Skimmy's above mid, in my opinion.
Interesting. Interesting.
I think Saba's better. What if I told
Yep.
you I played some NU games against him, and I think he's better than Skimmy.
I mean, yeah. I'm still going to predict Skimmy is going to win here. I don't mind if you prove me wrong though. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Interesting choice. SVPU, we got a pretty. Oh, this one I'm actually kind of excited for. Tenebrasite versus Ryuji.
I'm admittedly a little scared, but I think Ryuji is a goat.
Alright. Siffy, who do you think?
I'm sorry, Pokeyard, but I'll have to predict. I think Tenebrasite is better here in this matchup. Tenebrasite is just very solid player overall.
Right. I think you're absolutely right. I think Tenebrasite is a better player. I definitely do think Ryuji looks strong. Well, strong as in he liked to hacks in week one. But I think Tenebrasite is going to be more of a challenge against Ryuji. I think this is going to be a very interesting watch, a very interesting sight to behold. I want to see this one live, and I think Tenebrasite should be able to take the win, but I wouldn't put it past Ryuji.
Well, if you want to see it live, let's see if they scheduled.
I hope they do. Hopefully it's at a viable time.
Sunday night +2.
Great.
There's
amazing.
no specific time.
Oh boy. This one. Alright. Next up, SVLC, a highlight match. A very strong highlight match here. Hacker versus Skelly.
I feel like less people consider this a highlight match than you would think.
Maybe because they think
this isn't my opinion. It's just I'm seeing other people not really consider this to be that much of a match.
Oof, a match?
They're underestimating Skelly.
Bro,
they're like severely underestimating him.
Bro, this ain't a curb stomp, people. Siffy, what do you think?
Yeah, I can see Skelly pulling off a win here. But nonetheless, Hacker is Hacker, and Hacker is really good at LC. So I do think he's favored here, but I'm not surprised if Skelly would win this. But at the end of the day, I think Hacker is going to win.
Yeah, same here. I think Hacker.
Yeah, I think Hacker is favored, but oh boy, do not underestimate Skelly. That will be the biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah, I will not underestimate Skelly. I definitely do think he's definitely being underestimated upon. Hacker is still great. I will still predict Hacker, but we'll see what Skelly can do.
Like Skelly is not only goated as a player, but did you know that he actually asked Hacker if he wanted to gentleman's agreement no Diglett since it got banned?
Yeah.
And Hacker said no.
Oh my! He said no.
Yeah, Hacker said no.
I've heard from LC.
Was not complaining.
I've heard from LC players that like Diglett is literally one of the worst things in LC at the moment.
Yeah, that's
that
why it was
it's-
banned.
Yeah, makes sense.
Jiglet. I like my Focus Sash Jiglet than most people, but yeah, keep that thing banned, please.
Well, too bad it wasn't gentlemen's agreed.
Gonna
So we'll
see a
probably see
Diglett?
one on both sides.
Gonna have to see a Diglett in these games? Oh no! Alright,
I
SV.
haven't actually seen what Skelly's bringing, so I can't actually confirm whether that was a leak or not.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
So
but
don't
no,
worry.
I
No
think like from
indication.
like from Elsa games, you kind of see a Diglett in every game on both
90% of the
sides.
time you will see a Diglett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Diglets are everywhere.
SVDOU, we got Aragon versus the Cheese and One.
No clue. This is doubles. I don't know anything about it.
Oh boy. Both Cheese and One didn't really exactly impress last week. Aragon though had a very good game against Zern last week. I think I want to go Aragon on this one. Cheese, I hope you're not washed. I hope you can do better.
Hey, I hope more than you he's not washed.
I know, because you're a player. You're a teammate, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of agree. Aragon definitely looks to be the favored one here. So I'm hoping Cheese gets his act together this week and starts slaughtering the competition
We'll see.
like Arsenine
Okay.
will do.
I will predict Cheese to win in this case.
How generous.
Alright.
Or are you being a betting man?
I
He's doing
don't
it.
know.
He's doing it, folks. Finally, we got Lithium Z versus Azik.
Ooh, that's a
Isaac.
tough one.
Isaac.
Lithium is also a solid monotype player. But I
Isaac
do
is
think
cooking lately.
yeah, Isaac is really good, but Lithium can win this. If he gets a good matchup, he can win this for sure.
Yeah. I've seen a
But yeah,
bit of
Isaac
Lithium Z, and I can tell you he's pretty decent. He can definitely pull his own in monotype games. I'm gonna go with
Let me
Azik.
just tell you, Isaac is cooking.
oh yeah, for sure. He is.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Azik on this one. What do you think, Siffy?
Yeah, okay. That's also a funny thing. There's like currently the monotype leather tournament going on.
Ooh.
And ASIC on the like very first day, he leathered up to like 1,700
God damn.
because he didn't want
Whoa.
because like during cycle 1 home will drop and he doesn't want to ladder when home is here, so he wants to get as high as possible. Now he got to like 1,700 on day 1, which
God
was I
damn.
think number 1 on the ladder if I'm not mistaken,
Oh my
or
god.
it was pretty close to number 1, but then like on day 2 he dropped to like 1,500 or something.
Oh.
But now he's back to 1,730.
Good
So he
job,
got back
Siffy.
up
Whoa.
again.
Good job,
But yeah,
Siffy.
he's doing pretty good. I think yeah, I would favor ASIC in the matchup
Yeah.
against Lithium.
Yeah. Lithium
Yeah,
Z can pull up
okay.
Yeah, Lithium Z can pull up a fight, but I think AZ is the better player. Okay.
Also, I saw Isaac's team.
Hmm?
I know I keep saying it, but he's cooking.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that is it for the BLT Week 1 video. I'm surprised you lasted this long for 3 hours. 3 hours worth of recording material.
Yeah,
Wait, it
and
was 3
considering what
hours?
time it is.
Yeah.
Oh my
This
god,
is
it was. Oh yeah, it's 4 a.m. now. Great.
Yeah. Sorry, Sif.
Again, so
It's
sorry.
okay.
Thank
The
you
funny
for
thing
joining.
is,
Yeah. Thank you for
I
joining
cannot go to
SVZ.
sleep yet.
Thank you for
I
joining
cannot go to sleep
SVZ.
today. I have to play for Are You Open right now.
Oh.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
well, it's
scheduled
the
to play now.
game. I kind of want to watch.
This is literally the first time I'm playing Gen 9 Are You. But yeah,
Goodbye.
sure, I can link it after.
But anyway, yeah. Thank you so much, Sifi, for joining us. You've been a great
Thank you
guest.
for having me here.
You've been a great
That
guest,
was
and
fun.
Thank you
hopefully
for
we'll get to see you
joining
in the
us at
future.
this hour.
Hmm.
All right, and so that brings us to the end of this video. Please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Please click that notification so you wouldn't miss a video once they come out. And we'll see you next time, next week, for week 2 recap, week 3 predictions. The predictions championship is now live. Let's see who wins between the three of us. Anyway, thank you everyone.
Woo.
Thank you all for watching. This has been Mikoi, signing out.
So long. Farewell.